Hey everyone, welcome to our weekly stream. It's probably the best stream on YouTube. Underrated, but probably the best stream on YouTube. I got with me Sir Sick and Rags, and we're going to talk about how Laci Green is a liar. She's just doing it for ad revenue.
Yeah,
really.
Didn't even take the red pill. I took the red pill. She didn't take the red pill. Nobody freaked out when I took the red pill. She was just holding it at the end of that video. She was just holding the pill and looking at it. She didn't even take
You gotta hold at it and look at it to take it.
More people were concerned of how you took it because you did stick it up your ass on camera.
It dissolves.
It's not a suppository. It's not a suppository. So obviously, we're here with Rags. We're here with Sir Sick. We're going to talk about Laci Green a little bit.
Shit about Laci Green.
We're going to talk fucking shit about Laci Green, trying to exploit the anti-feminist side of YouTube. Pretend she's one of us.
I feel really, really dejected though, because I did a poll asking other people had been blocked by her, and like I appear to be like one of about 4 out of hundreds of people.
Yeah. You know, we were talking.
So that's really weird.
Yeah, we were talking. She did not typically block people.
So I don't know what I did. I mean, anybody knows me. I'm pretty nice.
Yeah, you're too nice.
Probably too nice. So
maybe she thought she was just like, look at this beta cuck.
Look at this faggot. Block. I don't have faggots talk to me.
Well,
so, Rags, have you actually?
Yes,
Rags, have you actually talked to Laci other than the quiplash thing, or did you guys actually develop anything?
Not really, but I have. Are we in a relationship? No, we're keeping things purely professional at this point. However, I have watched a lot of her interactions with people like Jeff Holiday and such, and she's a nice person. She's nice. She doesn't seem to me like a bad person at all. And I think that we tend to look at people from that side, from this feministy sort of social justice kind of side. And a lot of the times there are people who exploit it for their own personal gain. We have the Zoe Quinns and the Anita Sarkeesians and people like that who are absolutely con artists and who are scamming people. And they're using this for their own ulterior motives. They're full of avarice. But I do think that Laci at least is one of those who, sorry, I was thinking about her boobs for a second.
I was thinking about me.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about women.
I was just in general, just breasts everywhere. Oh my god! But I think Laci is, in terms of her personality, I think she's a nice person. I think she's prone to say some silly things. Obviously, her election night messages were off the rails.
Yeah, that was fun.
And she's done things like attack channels for thumbnails, stuff like that.
Yeah, and that whole roaming millennial thing may have been I was talking to Ranting Monkey about it on his channel, and I kind of agree with him that may have been like a pivotal moment in this shift, because all of these things sort of followed that.
I think when the thumbnail thing happened, the response to it was vastly negative. And because there's no way to really excuse that. It's not. It doesn't follow within fair use. It's very obvious how critical she was. Phil DeFranco went after her. I think sometimes when you do something and you get called out for it to that level, it does kind of wake something up inside of you. Sometimes someone has to beat you with a stick, proverbially, so that you get the message. And I think in terms of the Donald Trump election and the backlash she got for her tweets after that. How before it was all civil and nice and wonderful when she thought her side was going to win, and then things didn't go that way, and all of a sudden we're all evil, Nazi fascists.
180.
Oh, it was.
But that victory was actually kind of Mark's. Wasn't it just like the week after or something like that, where Laci was like, "Okay, I'm quitting YouTube. I'm quitting MTV. I'm done."
Pretty soon after that, she just went, "Fuck it."
I think that
not a week, but.
I mean, that might have been the point, where she really needed to take the time off to do a lot of self-reflection.
One assumes that she pulled herself away not only from people who were telling her she was an idiot, but people who were telling her, "Oh, you're totally right."
Yeah, all the time. You're right all the time. You're right all the time.
So if she's pulled herself away from everybody and actually had a chance to think, what does Laci think about this? Yeah. And that probably helped a lot.
And how old is Laci Green?
27 years old.
27. All right, so she's a little older than me. She's still quite young, and she will be young for a long time. And I think there's still a lot of people.
Yeah, I would argue 27 though is sort of, when you're edging up on 30.
On a bit.
Yeah, you start actually kind of adulting.
It's
then
pretty all downhill from
you
there,
like to
really.
pretend that in your 20s, in your early to mid 20s, that you're actually adulting, but you're not really adulting until you start getting up to 30, at least.
I think a lot of it is how you feel and how you act. And I think that is a huge part of it. And she does have a lot of youthfulness about her. Sometimes almost borderline naivety in some ways.
I think at this point we can drop the borderline. The problem that we were talking about again on Ranting Monkey stream with what she's saying is that it's also sort of her revelation here is now sort of serving as a confession that, hi, I've been doing this for over a decade. I think, right? It's been a while. Over a decade. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I have not even entertained the ideas that we're talking about now, because we've been talking about this too. This isn't a new conversation. No. And what she's saying is, hi, I'm willing to talk to you, but at the same time, she's saying I haven't even scratched the surface of these arguments. I haven't even thought about these things.
It's one of those things. Once you think about them, they're like, oh well, actually, there's some meat to this and there's some meat to that.
Right.
Oh, pardon me.
You can commend her for deciding to open up a dialogue, of course, and you should. But at the same time, it is kind of telling that she's gone all this time and she doesn't even really understand the arguments.
That's she's doing something that normal people should just do.
Yeah.
So I mean, while it's good she's doing this, I mean, let's hold our pats on the back, of course, as well, because this is just things that normal people should do. You should expect people to behave in this way.
It sort of emphasizes the problem that we've been talking about, just her ignorance in general. I mean, she's been getting paid for this, a ridiculous amount of money for over a decade. So yeah. That's something to remember or to point out, I think.
I don't think she was as what's a good way to put it, barking mental until about 5 years ago. I think mostly she was in her formative years of this MTV. Sort of stuff. She was working it out, and
you have to think maybe you have to wonder how much of it is MTV's influence as well.
I think there's a big because it'd be like being in any workplace that is ideologically driven. You've got to either conform or you're fired.
Right. Yeah, I mean, look at Decoded and things like that. I mean, that stuff is just, the money keeps rolling, the cancer keeps pumping out, and
so how much of it is the ideology of Laci, and how much of it? I'm sorry to interrupt, but how much of it is the ideology of Laci, and how much of it is the ideology of the network as well?
It's a fair question. It's a fair question.
I think that's something that will come to light over time.
What was her involvement in Gamergate? Did she have any when that was kind of in full swing?
I don't think so.
She's not really a gamer. I don't recall her being prominent in any way, shape, or form.
No.
She might have talked about it on Twitter, but at that time I wasn't even fucking on Twitter, so I would have no idea. But I don't recall.
Now, I can't remember. I wasn't really active in the whole Gamergate scene when it was in its high times. I know that was
to my shame, to be honest.
But it was just sort of it was just one of those weird things, and there was so much going on. It was kind of difficult to jump in and find out what was happening because it was a dragon with 7 heads, and you didn't know where to start, and it was crazy. Things were always flopping. It was always this and always that, and now it's this, now it's that.
I would say it is what got me to pay attention to this general feminism.
Yeah. I think that's what happened to a lot of people because they and it's weird because they're the ones who turned it into the feminist issue.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They the funny thing, the army that defeated them essentially.
Well, I mean, I was even more of a gamer back when Gamergate started, so I was interested, but I didn't care about game journalism. But I was, I thought it was funny that when Anita Sarkeesian came out and started turning this into a gender war, basically. And another new way to sort of berate and put down gamers for being losers and whatever, not being able to get girls.
I'm not a fan of video games.
Just another way to do what we've been doing since the dawn of video games. I thought it was pretty fucking ridiculous because I knew I was having conversations about female representation in video games, and I don't think that that's a bad thing to discuss. It's all about how you discuss it.
Absolutely. I mean, you could talk about there should be more women in video games, and then the issue pops up. People ask why.
Yeah.
And then you got to answer the why, and then you got to say, well, it's a zero-sum economy a lot of the times. If you want one thing, then something else has to get lower, and it's a market that's it gets into this whole complicated subject. But the idea here is, because the video I'm doing right now that'll be out tomorrow is Anita Sarkeesian's latest verbal diarrhea in terms of a video. And,
really?
Yeah, and I need to just live stream all the ones that I missed. I need to get some people together, and we just need to sit through all of Feminist Frequency's garbage and just do it live.
Fun.
It's like, fuck, do it live.
Please invite me to that. That'd be a nice throwback.
Yeah, because they're only they're not long. So
but they take a long time to get through.
Oh no, because like there's a lie every 4 seconds.
Did you ever watch the what is it, Tropes versus Shitlords?
Yeah. That's what it was.
Because those videos are like 7 minutes long, and the actual live streams are like 5 hours.
Yeah, and of course I'm not known for my brevity.
You're not.
No, I'm not. And now length is one of my my assets, one might even say. But this video is, let me check and see how long her last video was. I think it's about downloads. The lady sidekick is only 11 minutes long, and
that's a 7-hour video. That's a 7-hour live stream.
Yeah, I know. I am currently at the 40-minute mark, and
you're doing a response. Oh,
yeah. I am. So we're gonna be at this a while.
How far are you into it at 40 minutes? You reckon?
Let me see. I can actually find out pretty quick.
You're already in 2-part video, at least, territory.
No,
I don't think he does 2-part videos.
No, we're one-shotting it. We're one-shotting it. I'm only about 9 minutes in. No, I'm not even.
9 minutes?
No, I'm 8 minutes and 32 seconds in.
Oh Christ! So you've got at least 10 minutes more.
Well, at least, yeah,
at
maybe.
Least.
Then an epilogue, and then you just then they'll have the. I forgot a table of contents at the beginning. Shit, I gotta go back and put that in. Anyway, but with what was so strange about Gamergate too was that they turned it into a feminist issue, which then got everybody to hate the whole feminism concept.
Oh yeah,
and they didn't have to do that at all. They could have kept it strictly about the
funny thing is that it did kind of spark the end of feminism. If you want to sort of look at how things have gone since then.
Yeah, it's definitely on a downward spiral.
It's like an expose.
Kind of feminism.
Yeah, exactly. This kind of
fucking cancerous. Then they got in front of the UN, and it just became like, is this real life? Is this real life right now? Are they actually?
Do you know what? When that happened, there was a bit of me that was like, oh my god.
Is this the real life right now, or is this?
I didn't know if something was going to actually happen at that point, and then nothing happened, and I was like,
wow.
This is the UN. Did I know there was when they went to the UN, there was an investigation whether or not they violated a law, because there's a law, I forget what it's called, that prohibit in the US. There's a law that
wasting their fucking time.
Prohibits
going to the UN. Yeah,
it prohibits private citizens from soliciting foreign government bodies from interfering with the Constitution or something. Because what they basically wanted was the UN to make rules that would prohibit the free speech of basically
in the US.
Anything. Yeah, that could inhibit free speech on the internet.
Well, that's interesting.
So I don't think it passed through because, of course, they're women. They can get away with anything. But...
Well, there was also sort of the vague, like there was really in goal.
Yeah, does the UN count? Blah blah blah. There's the UN is, and so so Saudi Arabia is part of the Women's Rights Council now, and there you go. And this is the real life.
Yeah,
it was. I was very pleased when it did come to nothing, because it's like it seemed like, oh, is this actually serious? Like, just from
sometimes
time to time, I think,
things,
am I actually a monster? Am I the misogynist that I'm told? And then I don't know.
Sometimes I feel like some of these things just have to happen so that it can be demonstrably just seen that this shit doesn't work.
Absolutely.
Sometimes you feel like you need a crash. Yeah,
without a doubt. Yes. Sometimes it takes two con artist bimbos to stand up in front of the United fucking Nations to bitch with their pockets full of wads of cash that their life is terrible because some people said meanies to them on Twitter. when there are women in the world being killed and mutilated and tortured and having their clitorises hacked off, and no one does anything about it.
Someone said something mean to me on the internet.
I
get paid shitloads of money and ride my bicycle around town.
I do think we take that argument too far, though. We take the there are women being, genital mutilation and all of this stuff. We take that a little too far because, like I said, the biggest problem that I had with Anita Sarkeesian immediately, the first problem I really had with this, with coming into this, was that Anita Sarkeesian derailed an ongoing conversation, a proactive conversation. She actually kind of hurt the cause. Not kind of. She absolutely.
Well, yeah, because she made a joke of feminism. She was one of the people who made a joke of the idea when it actually is doing that.
She also made the joke of trying to find ways of including women into the genre, sort of, and actually sort of tackling not direct sexism, but there is sort of a problem in the gaming industry. Like at the time, I think we were talking about Remember Me, that game which had so much potential, but turned out to be this fucking boring, bland game because they took out a lot of the humanizing
got the
things
shit on the back of their heads, and you.
Yeah, and then the protagonist is a female character, and they were going to involve a sexual romantic relationship to sort of humanize her more.
I remember the major issue is not with what gamers want, or it's not with gamers at all, but that publishers won't put money behind a risky protagonist.
No, they will. See, but they will, they will, but it depends on the publisher, though, right? In this particular
certain
case,
publishers. Sorry, I misspoke.
In this particular case, EA, who is like my mortal enemy in the gaming world now, apart from Konami, EA.
Konami.
Said, isn't that a little gay? Isn't that a little awkward? Since we're gonna have,
this isn't a football game.
Yeah, since we're gonna have a dominantly male audience, isn't it a little weird to have to have your character kissing a dude? See, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
They don't have any idea. Which is when you look at EA, you look at games like Mirror's Edge, you look at games like Mass Effect.
When you look at EA, you just think gay. So why wouldn't they roll with it?
Well, that's BioWare specifically, the Mass Effect stuff.
Well, EA has the final decision on everything.
Yeah,
even Battlefield.
Maybe the BioWare games are like an apology,
or maybe they're I don't know. Maybe they're an overcorrection because
overcorrection. Yeah,
like look, no, you can fuck anyone and anything. It's like
the idea
everyone's
is that
gay or trans or whatever.
Everyone has
to
do it
in a good way, in an organic way. I mean, when there's obvious times when things are forced in, like you play Battlefield 1. And I need someone to explain to me the black Germans in World War I. It doesn't make any sense. Sorry. All right, you need to explain just the terrible way that they have trans characters in Mass Effect Andromeda. Like, people don't have a problem with these things if it makes sense, if it doesn't feel forced. You have the Shadow of Mordor's sequel has a black Gondorian, which makes no sense in terms of the lore. For instance, you need to explain these things because this is one of those aesthetic.
But they never put the
it's so many things would have to happen in order for that to be a thing. You're just like, fucking shit. Yeah. But things need to be either explained because these sorts of differences are obvious because they're aesthetic differences. You look at it and you instantly see that this is a facet of the world. Instead of when
you have female street gangs in 18th century London, you're kind of throwing me off a little bit. You're putting me out of that
it's
world.
A little bit hilarious.
It makes I mean, it's just like why is this a thing? And how can she be
mostly it's just fucking lazy.
I think so too, because look, you have in Call of Duty World War II that's coming out soon, which I hope does really well because I don't want Call of Duty to suck. The more good games, the better. But in Call of Duty World War II, they have a female character in the single player, but she is a French resistance leader fighting against the Germans, which makes narrative sense.
Yeah,
right. She's not somebody on the front lines of the American troops, things like that. Stuff you wouldn't believe. You had I did videos on all
this
that's
stuff. The thing. When it makes sense in that aspect. Nobody notices. When it makes sense, when it's logical, nobody notices that you've put a female character there because your brain isn't going, wait a second, why the fuck is she even there? Why is there this, great big American woman being like G.I. Joe? that doesn't make any fucking sense. But a French resistance woman, you wouldn't even bat a fucking eyelid.
The Easterlings were the Asians in the Middle Earth universe. The Easterling, of the East, Far East. The blacks and the Middle Eastern characters were from other places, but the Easterlings were the Asians. In terms of normally it was those realms that sided with Sauron more, but never mind. But in terms of dated memes,
the foreigners, they were all evil.
Well, there was a lot of foreigners going on. You had there's a lot. Well, now we're getting into Lord of the Rings lore.
Let's not go too deep down that rabbit hole.
Let's close that tab, Rags, and carry on talking about Laci and how she's terrible.
So Laci is from Gondor.
Still block.
That's the end result of this. Yeah,
she is an elven. She's an elf mage
using science.
But how we got into this was sort of trying to establish whether or not Laci Green was a part of the bigger, more egregious feminist.
I thought you were going to say patriarchy then.
Yeah, I think, and that's sort of if you see my babbling stream with Ranting Monkey, sort of what my point was is that I've defended her before, throughout history in some ways, because she's always seemed 100% genuine, even if she's completely batshit. Her ideas are batshit crazy. She's always seemed genuine. She's always seemed like she really cares. She's always seemed like she makes real life efforts to try to make, things better, and she's never really fallen too far over to the crazy side. One of the things we talked about was like, she's talking about free speech and everybody's kind of baffled that she seems to be getting the actual concept correctly.
No, that's right. We're amazed that our intellectual opposites, our intellectual enemies, if you would, are finally understanding the concept of free speech. I mean, it's only the basis upon which the Western civilization is created upon. I mean, it's nothing. No big deal.
Andy Worski is in the chat and he's saying he's going to interview her soon and that he used to be good friends with her. So that should be actually awesome to watch.
Yeah, that'll be great. Absolutely, that'll be interesting.
And hello, Andy Worski.
And hello, Andy Worski.
They're a bit slow. You'll have to work with them a bit. But I'll look forward to that. But in terms of Laci Green getting unwoke or whatever you want to call it,
she's really just coming around.
It's okay to be happy. It's okay to be happy that she's going to do that. And I'm the same way. I side on her. I side more on the side of this being genuine.
Well, I mean, I'm saying I believe her though. In the whole thing is that if you go back and you sort of really kind of put in perspective, because I've been watching Laci Green a long time, at least for this year, because I've been trying to do it for videos, but also, I've been a part of this for about 3, basically. So when she says she's had these ideas for 3 years, I can actually go back in my mind and see that that's probably true. And the whole free speech thing that she's talking about, maybe that's not really a big deal. I don't know, because she never talked about it. That's not her wheelhouse. She never actually gave her opinions on free speech that I can think of, and I've been talking about this on live stream, so nobody's actually come out and said.
Well, did you see her back and forth with Steve Shives?
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, that was fun.
It was like she was explaining common sense to a toddler. Like she had never seen such a thing.
You basically have to talk to Steve Shives like he is a toddler. That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but like she's only just now seeing Steve Shives' take on this, and she seemed like sort of like.
What? She's definitely very, very late to the party. Yes.
Yeah.
But this is a party that never ends.
Yeah.
But it's kind of weird because her being late to the party sort of actually signifies the genuineness of her life's goal here, is that she has really been entrenched in the academic side of this. And then of course there is that little note where she's talking about that paper, which what was it, Hypatia or whatever, the transracial paper, which is funny because I actually read that whole paper because Christina Summers retweeted it, and the whole drama that was going on within the scholars trying to completely get this article revoked because it was so triggering or whatever. And she said in the video, she was like, feminists are cannibalizing themselves as usual, and you can see that there's a long-standing frustration in that sentence,
and that's something that we need to be careful about on our side too. That's why Sargon talks a lot about purity tests so much and how much he hates them.
Exactly.
And I think it's a very, very we need to look at them and see how they are cannibalizing themselves, how they're splitting into factions, and how they do these purity tests. And we need to make sure that we don't go down the same route. That's why there's so much hullabaloo going on about the skeptic community and things like that.
Ironically, I think it is that key word, skeptic. I know we like to shit on it now because we have overused it at this point, but she uses it in the video. And when you hear that, everything should kind of fall in place, that she did start out with this skeptic, this central thing. And everything else that she's done, within the past few years is really contradictory to that base principle. So, I mean, Laci's just not a stupid girl. She's not stupid enough, I don't think, to just completely push that down forever. Eventually the conscience is going to come up and say, hey, wait, this doesn't line up with.
Well, she hasn't really jumped, head first into this yet. This is very much she has though. She has in that respect. She has though, because that is what the whole problem is. That's the biggest problem. I don't want her to be a red pilled woke. I'm not even fucking red pilled. I don't like that. I don't even like the term red pill. But she doesn't have to come over to our side. She just has to practice the skepticism that Andy Worski just gave me money. Thanks, dude. I'm gonna put that on my resume. But yeah, she just has to show that she is using those critical faculties to be a part of the discourse. That is the biggest, 100% most important thing. I don't give a shit if she ever changes her mind. I would prefer her to.
Of course, but I mean, there's a difference between saying I disagree with you on these social issues and saying I disagree with with one of the fundamental pillars of our society, something that has led us to progress, something so massive as free speech that we could think that redefining it to make it less free is a good idea. That's a bigger problem than anything else.
Well, there's the other part of it. I think that people will start bringing up, and someone's already brought it up in the chat. I think it was. I forget who, but she has had an issue in the past with things like DMCAs. And that is less philosophical of an issue. However, you look at people like Devin Tracy, right? They're very pro free speech as far as I know. However, he's infamous from for
I've had this argument with someone like she thought, if I'm correct, she thought she was in the right at the time. She thought someone was
you're not
abusing
just talking about
thing.
the roaming millennial, and this is where the network comes in, because remember, you're getting DMCAs from full screen. You're not getting specifically DMCAs from her.
Well, she justified it.
When she talked about the roaming millennial thing, it was very clear she had no idea what she was talking about.
He was a boss. Leave the chat. Ugh. Boss of what? But yeah, Victor is right. Laci, I think. It would go if Laci ever watches this, it would go a very, very long way with a lot of people, myself included, if you apologized for the DMCA abuse.
I think really, if she genuinely wants to start building, she needs to lay the foundation of, okay, here's what I fucked up, and I know that it was wrong, and I shouldn't have done it, and blah blah blah. I'm sorry. And I think an awful lot of people who have problems would probably go, right, okay, let's move on from here.
Yeah. Well, another super chat. Take that, you stuttering motherfucker.
It's cool. 1 more cent.
Fuck. I've beat Andy Worski. The ironic part is he may be using my money to donate to this piece of garbage. I love you. All right, dude. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Cody. Ugh.
Hey, when
stop giving a Dendro money, he doesn't need it.
Or she's
just going to spend it on booze.
All right, so yeah, obviously the title isn't accurate, for fuck's sake,
at all.
I have to fucking explain.
It's a terrible title.
It's almost as if it's a gag that we do weekly.
I'm not fucking serious, okay? I'm not used to having 168 fucking assholes watching me. So anyway, yeah, basically, I think. So basically, anyway, Laci Green is a liar, and don't trust her.
We hate her, and we think you should all go subscribe to her, and then unsubscribe and go take that, and then she'll learn.
The thing about that is, it's such a weird argument because why not trust her? to do what she says.
Yeah, it's like it's like worst case scenario, you trust her to have a discussion with you.
Yeah,
and then she doesn't, and she's an asshole again. Whatever.
To me, it's not even. There's no trust involved. She either does what she says she's going to do, or she doesn't, and you move on from there.
Right.
Like, who cares? It's not going to harm anyone ultimately. And even if someone, does go, oh, I completely trust her, and she proves them wrong, you say, oh, well, I fucked up. Let's go on. That's all that you do.
Yeah, that's right. Victor brought this up again. Ian Miles Chong, still gray on Twitter. He writes for Heat Street and stuff. You should all follow him.
We all know.
He is. He used to be anti. He used to be anti-Gamergate, and he kind of saw the light there, and he saw our side, and he issued an apology for the things that he said, and now he's a shining example of. He's just a genuinely good person who's both entertaining, and he's he's a great Gamergator and anti-SGW kind of type.
Does pretty good writing, yeah.
Yeah, he does. When he messes up, he owns up to it. When he keeps to, he's just he's a good kind of role model.
I have one issue with him.
Yeah,
and it's the yeah, fucking Asian. God damn. The Pepe thing.
What about it?
He wrote an article writing Pepe's not an alt-right symbol, don't be silly. And then he did a retraction thing saying, oh, I spoke to my my boss and it totally is an alt-right thing. And it's like, well, it isn't. And I think I think that was a pressure thing personally.
Yeah, I think so.
But I still feel it. I wish I could give him my full support, but that's like my one caveat on it. Other than that, he does everything I've read has been
the
great.
Consequences might have been pretty
dire, probably
substantial. Yeah, sometimes you do a.
But
little
it's worth bearing in mind that there's the possibility of him. Well, I mean, maybe he did believe it, and
goodbye, Andy.
You're wrong.
I actually I really don't care about that subject. But
there's not caring about it, and then there's knowing what's right and what's wrong, and someone being objectively wrong.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think to a certain degree, I can let some of those things slide. I don't really care. But the main point of making that comparison, though, could be that there is a divide between people who are like, Chung actually apologized, and some people are out there saying that Laci Green should also apologize, which is a little premature.
Well, she really should have apologized when she did the things. But now that she's back in the news, she should.
Yeah, for the DMCA, maybe she just said, "Hey, man, I don't know." But there's a thing with me where I'm like, there are times when it's a good idea to apologize, but I don't demand apologies.
Yeah, I don't demand them because I can't. I can't actually demand.
I wouldn't demand it. I just think it's
I can make people say
it.
Yeah, it's like
I can pressure people into.
You can ask for it, but there's not even anything wrong with asking for it a lot of the times because sometimes it's warranted.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy Worski took off, so bye, Andy Worski. And also, Speaker Green.
So we're going to end
the
good stream now.
Yeah, we can end the stream. Everybody, fuck off. But Speaker Green made the point that apart from all of the craziness, she actually did make good. I think they were good. I just don't care about the subject, but sex ed videos.
Oh, I never.
Yeah, I've been saying that for the longest time. I used to really, really like her channel back in the day.
You did,
and then she went crazy. And I was like, "What's going on?"
Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, she's not pure or anything. I know you have like Eazy-E made a video on her, calling her out.
He's been dead for a long time, man.
Oh, sorry. Easy on me. Did a video talking about stuff about bringing her.
Easy came back from the dead.
All right,
yeah, he has that kind of power. If Laci Green brought Eazy-E back from the dead, I'd be willing to forgive quite a bit. Actually,
see you at the crossroads, man.
And no QZ, I do not own a dog, good sir.
He is a dog. Dogs don't own dogs. They just live with them.
I don't think we're inviting anybody.
I'm not a slave owner.
This is very triggering. It's like saying, "Oh, hi, fellow black person. Do you have any blacks in your house?" It's like, what? What do you mean?
So where the fuck is Missick, man?
She is talking to my brother at the moment.
They
might be listening to the stream.
She really.
I'm sure
she
she'll
adds,
turn up.
She adds femininity to the. You know what? I'm gonna.
She adds boobs, but
Christina
there are other boobs in this conversation.
tweeted
But they're
about
not
Laci
woman
Green.
boobs.
I'll see if I can get somebody else in.
You have a missus? Come on, or is she earning your bread?
She's working. She's out. She's out working to bring me home the bacon.
Literally.
Christina Hoff Summers said this Go Green 18. So this Laci Green video fills me with hope. Feminism that allows debate, dissonant voices, even apostasy equals liberation.
So yeah, I mean,
Thanks,
I just they're so self-defeating. They're so like, look, we are exactly what you said we were. Every single time something like this happens, you've got Cat Black immediately turning the bitch on and just being like, that girl's irrelevant because
I know that was
irrelevant.
Oh,
so cringe.
See, already just the fact that she's willing to listen to the other side and do debate, just that alone is enough to have her be scorned.
She said absolutely nothing in terms of a change in
of what she never said I think this now or I think this now. All she said was I'm willing to listen and talk about it.
She did something horrifyingly egregious in saying that maybe they're not all bad people.
Even if we're so wrong, then there's no chance she'll switch over. Unless you think all of you are idiots, or if you think she's a fucking moron.
Well, the same thing happened when it came to Anita in terms of Gamergate and feminist frequency, is when you take an identity or when you take an entire position and say you hold this position or you identify as this, therefore you are a bad person and we're going to call you bad and we're going to tell the world that you're bad, that's when you really make enemies. Do not engage in identity politics. It is bad stuff. It is bad stuff.
Mojo.
When I did my Steve Shives video, there were a lot of comments that were like, can't we like just get over this? Steve Shives is old news. He's nothing. He's insignificant.
Yeah, but he's hilarious.
He is a hilarious. He's a lolcow.
He's hilarious, but he's also just the perfect. I cannot think of a more perfect
example.
Representation.
Shives has become a parody of himself, whether or not he wants to be.
Oh my God. No, but but again, he's an important figure. This is the thing that people don't understand. He's important. He's important because he is the absolute extreme of this echo chamber type thing that we're talking about. Also, there is someone else I want to talk about because I watched it last night and I was it's response video-ish material, but it's a rambling video, so it's kind of hard to make it something fun. And it's Marina Shut Up's response to the Laci Green thing.
Marina Shut Up. I've heard that before.
She's terrible. She's kind of falling on the wayside now, but she goes through and she effectively misunderstands every single point. Like when we say that feminists are in an echo chamber, she reads that as, but feminists, like, we disagree like a lot. And she doesn't understand that that's the echo chamber. You can disagree within an echo chamber, within an overall echo chamber. But when you still say that the people who don't believe these fundamental core beliefs, like any religion would, are completely, you can just write them off completely.
And also when you're disagreeing with exactly how you're oppressed, instead of, actually, no, we think you're not. You're still in an echo chamber, darling. If you're not letting new ideas from the outside that don't live in your world in, then yeah.
Telling me you're not in an echo chamber, but also saying these people are, misogynists and racist and whatever. And she also used the emotional argument of you can't expect or demand someone who is black or trans not to have an emotional response to these people who are anti-black and anti-trans, completely missing Laci's point.
Absolutely. It's absolutely off the fucking hinge, off the rails.
As if you're demanding now because you are saying it's good to engage in discourse.
Like, first
you
off,
are now
I'm
demanding
anti-black, but you're tempting me. Stop. All right? So quit. I've worked in food service. Don't help this along. Now, when you go to, shut up. When you, that's what when I said nigger on Twitter. Oh my God! Holy shit!
You literally just tweeted the word to see what was happening.
Yeah, no, it was directed at somebody who had said explicitly that it's okay for black people to say it, but not for white people. So I tweeted.
So you just said it.
So I just went to her tweet and I said nigger, and then of course I got
proved them right.
That lasted for a while as well, didn't it? I remember.
Well, yeah, because someone kept going for it and it kept making a fool of himself. And there were like 3 other channels who made talks about Rex a nigger on Twitter. Oh my god, holy shit, he's fucking piece of shit.
I love it when they say you can't say that, and you go, but I just did.
I just did, and I can. I can, and I just did. I can, and I proved it by doing it. Do not tell somebody that something cannot be done after they've just done it.
Something that's legal. Well, yeah.
But you know, apart from that little straw man, it's also to say that.
Well, it's not even a rebuttal, actually. That's the thing.
No, it's a misunderstanding. Or I don't know if it's deliberate or whatever, but it's ironic too, because in that same video, she talks about how we make response videos and deliberately misunderstand their points. Yet she's sitting here either deliberately or just because she's stupid. She's misunderstanding every single bullet point. That it's actually kind of fascinating. It's like 20 minutes long, but I think people should watch and just let your brain sort of absorb how much.
Yeah, where do you begin? Where do you begin? It's like a terrible sewage backup accident in your washroom. Where do you even begin?
Where do you begin? Yeah.
Where do you start? And you assume at the top, and then oh god, when you have it goes all back into how identity politics is bad because it coats so many people as a thing, and it's not even a rebuttal. When you call someone a racist, that doesn't rebut anything that they've said, right? Yeah. It's not even an actual intellectual counter. You can call people racist all day, but their point still stands. And if you want to counter it, then you're going to have to address the point. Because calling someone a racist really is basically just one big ad hominem.
You're a poo head.
It's like, okay. Oh yeah, but you're a racist. It's like, whatever. How does that even? It doesn't even matter if I am or not.
It's been great ways to strategy for too long.
Yeah, there's some great ways to address it as well. You say, okay, maybe I am. How does that affect my point? Or so many.
It's like from this point on, I'll humor you and I'll say, sure, I'm a racist. Counter the point.
Yeah. Okay. If being correct makes me a racist.
He's not getting hung up on the name calling that I did. Damn. I didn't practice this far.
It's the only reason that works is because classically, like if someone called me a racist, like IRL, and it wasn't like, clearly a joke, I'd be like,
how?
Am I? What the fuck? Why would you call me that? What have I said? What have I done? How many black people have I lynched? Like,
yeah, there's a lot of assumptions along the way.
And that's what happened on Twitter. I do things like, can you actually point to any actual racist thing that I've done where I discriminate against people, or even actually said? They'll be the ones who. I had some guy who would say things like, "It's more okay for black people to say it than white people," and I said, "That's literally discrimination based on race. What you just said, and you're calling me the racist."
Yeah.
It's just I want you to. We need to stop here. We need to focus. We need to have a real big come to Jesus moment here, and we need to identify that this is your problem. That you can't say that and then follow it up the next sentence as, "But you're the racist."
You're a racist, yeah.
Right.
I mean,
yeah, I just embrace it. I don't care if you're gonna call me something.
It helps that you are a massive racist and you hate all ethnicities.
Yeah.
All the time.
Make videos about it all the time. Just I hate all Mexicans. That was the point of my last video.
And then I was like, it was like, well, like Fringy's black, and I hang out with people all the time who are black in Discord. It's like I
have a black friend argument.
Guys, like, this will come as a big shock to the black people I hang out with. It's like, guys, I got some bad news. I'm a racist.
Yeah, I don't
You're going to have to leave.
According to randos on Twitter,
I'm gonna have to split this Discord out, and I'll give you the address for the one for the coloreds. And
I love how they create circumstances in which you cannot escape their accusation.
They make a lot of unfalsifiable sort of statements and claims and things like that. And like it's just like, can we just move on? There's no point in even addressing this. This doesn't have anything to do with the argument.
That's the problem.
Besides, I am black. Yeah, you're right. I am black. So.
You're a porch puppy, aren't you?
Porch puppy.
I'm a porch puppy.
Porch puppy.
That's our word.
Well, at least he didn't say pound puppy, so yeah, he could have done worse.
That's you, isn't it?
Huh?
That's
no,
you,
I'm a good dog.
No,
Did you guys have pound puppies?
I remember like the show.
I see. When you said pound puppy, I thought more pounding it.
I know the show.
That's
Pounding
the
it
show right now. Yeah, well, there was a show, but they also had the little. They also had the little stuffed animals that everybody had, and they used to collect them. They were like
pound puppies. They're like Beanie Babies, except different.
Yeah,
were they a rip-off of Beanie Babies, or Beanie Babies a rip-off of them?
Oh, there's a new one. There's a new Pound Puppies from 2010.
Oh God, he's using Google again, Edindro. Stop him.
Oh no.
The original was in '86, and they did a reboot in 2010.
No one cares.
Beanie Babies was a huge thing in the '90s, and there was this weird collector craze over them.
Oh yeah,
I bet if you went onto eBay right now, you would see some fucking expensive ones right now.
Do you guys remember? Guys know the channel Everything Is Terrible? They got some great Beanie Baby compilations from the '90s and stuff. About, I mean, that would people. They're not adverts.
People collecting them,
commercial sort of things, and interviewing people who collect them, how to tell the difference between fakes and reals. These ones. I mean, it's something else. It was a real thing. I mean, it was like Pokemon cards to a kindergartner, man. It was some serious shit. It was the thing.
Did either of you ever own a Beanie Baby, whether you bought it for yourself or not?
Not a Beanie Baby. I was.
You had a porch puppy, a pound puppy.
I had a porch pound puppy.
Oh shit! Yeah. We need to make that a thing now.
Porch puppies.
Porch pound puppy.
Like, do you have any white ones?
Now I want to see. I would. If we've got any artists in the audience, do a sick.
Max Bear. Max Bear. I need Max Bear
not
to
a
do
sexy,
puppies.
Not a sexy dog, Sir Sick. Just a normal one.
You.
Barney the dinosaur is asking, Ed, are you a top or a bottom in anal sex?
He's both at the same time. It's amazing.
It's an anal Ouroboros. It's terrible.
I avoid giving
dark magic to complete.
There's no anal sex in my life, and there never has been.
God Slanesh.
You've never had anal sex?
Well, you haven't?
No.
You haven't?
Do it. The whole
have you given?
Disgusting.
Like, just given it?
Nope.
No?
Nope. I haven't even given it.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever thought about it?
I've taken it a few times from a doctor. Yeah, but I've never actually given it.
Did you give him consent?
Yeah. He just had to. He just had to put his penis in me to check my prostate.
Yeah,
that's good because it's sensitive. You could feel the heartbeat and the pulse.
Yeah, it's more.
But that's just a medical procedure. It's not the same thing.
Exactly. There's nothing unusual about that.
I mean, the name.
Not only have I never done it though. I don't think I've ever even been with a partner who wanted me to do it.
They did. They all want it.
No means yes. All right. Just
what
say
are my thoughts on Richard?
I slipped and went into your asshole. It happens.
What are my thoughts on? All right, I'm changing the subject. Jesus. What are your thoughts on Richard Spencer?
Apparently, anal sex makes Ed uncomfortable.
Well, that's why you have to loosen yourself up a little bit. Make sure you use lots of lube. Start small, get larger and larger, and then find your magic place, and then you'll be good to go.
Or happy spot, I've heard it called.
Slow and steady wins the race.
I don't get it.
That finish line.
Does anybody ever enjoy it? Yes,
everybody. Yes, absolutely.
Everybody,
at first, dude. Like, is there an enjoyment you get from it at first? The very first time, it has to be painful and horrible. Like, no, I'm talking about. In reality, I've had a doctor put his finger up my ass.
He didn't love you
for just a little bit, and that was horrifying.
He didn't love you.
Well, that's because you haven't trained or practiced, or it wasn't well slickened up.
Well, that's what he's saying. The first time.
The first time though, it depends on how you start. Honestly, it really does. It depends on how you start. It depends on what you're using. It depends on how well lubed up it is. I mean, jokes aside, slow and steady is how you get conditioned to it. And then
don't just jam it in there, sans lube, because she gets really fucking angry.
Yeah, and then
I can't have a conversation with Rags without a conversation without devolving to this level.
Oh god, it's always about sex is so amazing, I don't know whether it's better to give or get. Oh shit,
simultaneous.
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh no, shit!
I don't even call dibs.
You're definitely being the bottom. You're the
let the dice fall where they may.
Oh, I fucking hate you guys, both of you. So
Stop being such a fag.
I don't know what to actually say now, though. The reason I let this go back and you guys talk about anal sex is because the question, what do you feel about Richard Spencer is kind of a hard one for me to answer.
We went very easily from anal sex to Richard Spencer.
I feel like those two subjects are basically the same.
Yeah, that's an appropriate transition.
Not everybody likes
obviously,
it.
Obviously, I don't
both
agree
smell.
I don't agree with Richard Spencer. But yeah, I mean, I guess if it's in terms of the free speech thing, you should be able to say those.
I disagree
things.
with the things she says, but I would defend to the death his right to say them.
That was terrible.
That was the best accent you did ever hear.
So, oh yeah, we got to do a stream one day where we just change accents.
Yeah.
That was my idea, to try to do an entire stream with me being the Brit and you being the American.
And us both trying not to get angry at each other.
I'll be the token
for all the mistakes.
You can just come in and be a German, just be a Nazi.
Hello, my name is Rags. You are very sexy people.
Yeah. Not much for me to say about Richard Spencer. His ideas are ridiculous, but I don't think they're a threat either.
But it's not okay to punch him.
Yeah, don't punch him.
You can't go around punching Richard Spencer on the street. Just don't punch people in general.
Don't punch feminists.
Unless they punch you first, or if you know they are about to punch you and you can counter punch them, or if
they're called Steve Shives, because he's pro punching people.
Because you won't be able to get him because he's an expert at blocking.
I like a compromise. If this is really contentious, I like a compromise. Where we can punch Richard Spencer, but we can only punch Richard Spencer.
I just have to.
I mean, poor
honey,
Richard.
I have to punch something, and I can't punch you anymore. I got to find Spencer.
Hi, Richard. Where are you?
People will take flights to where Spencer is.
How do you get my number?
But if there was a person who's like, yeah, literally anyone can punch me as hard as they can, and they have a special ability, do you think people would go just to punch this person in the face, like legally?
I don't know.
I think there'd be a certain amount of money in that, but of course, the brain damage. And the brain damage.
I think in terms of Richard Spencer's brain damage state, we can roll our dice and see what we get.
He might get better.
Oh my god! Wait,
it's like when you roll a 2 and it's like you want to roll again, and you're like, yeah, I want to roll again. I think I can do better than a 2 here. We can get worse, but chances are we'll get better.
Just don't punch people. It's really not a hard rule.
Yeah, really. Just don't punch people unless it's like.
I can't remember the last time I punched someone apart from when I was at fucking school.
I can't remember the last time I punched somebody. I mean, I'm obviously extremely handsome, and charismatic, and tactful, and charming.
Your last punch was probably a donkey punch, wasn't it?
It might have been. I don't know. What happens? What happens during those crazy drug-fueled alcoholic binge nights? Who is involved?
You mean nights?
Is this my house? Is this my house?
It's a good night when you wake up somewhere you don't know. It's like, shit, I had the best night fucking ever.
Send Rags back in time to show Hitler's parents the joys of anal sex. Rags, they watch some older videos. I look a lot better than I used to. I mean, I have some major improvements. I will say that.
Are you talking about your avatar or yourself in general?
Both. I mean, goddamn, who would fuck that dog, right? Look at that smile, those eyes, the eyebrows.
Come to bed eyes.
Those are come to bed eyes if I've ever seen any from a dog. But
and then you wonder why people keep calling you a furry.
Yeah, he's like, come to bed. He's like, no, you can't. We've been over this.
I'm a cartoon. No, we don't exist in the same plane of existence.
Like, let me lay on your warm feet.
It's a dog. Fuck's sake. Stop punching people, please. And vegans are cancer. Agreed.
I heard there was. Yeah, go ahead.
This is a complete change of subject. But
no, not that.
The original plan I had was to actually start with this and then go into Laci. But
Irate Bears
go into Laci. That was a good phrasing. But Sir Sick and a bunch of fucking Brit YouTubers had a meetup.
I know, a clandestine meeting to discuss how we're going to manipulate our followers.
And we never got to really talk about that.
Yeah.
How did that? Can you describe who was there? How was the night?
It was
how many of you got laid?
The most important one, and then some other fuckers. It was me, Irate Bear, my missus, Miss Misa, Roy and Laci, a very nearly viral, Egal Matreux, or however the fuck you pronounce that, fucking foreigner. And Cognitive Thought and Charming Man turned up for a bit. So it wasn't a huge number of people because only certain people could make it to Manchester. But
yeah, I could.
It was a big enough group that we were
for me.
We were taking up a table and some extra chairs to ourselves and being a nuisance. And
I showed the locals I do have friends after all.
Was I the faggot in the mask? I wasn't in the white mask. I was in the helmet. I was still a faggot in a helmet because I don't think you lot are worthy of my.
Oh, Irate Bear is bitching about the title. He says, "Change the title. It's clearly aimed at me." You haven't even watched my video.
All right, you know what? I'm going to change the video. I will change the title.
Now it'll be even worse. You rolled right, Irate Bear. He rolled a 5, and you did a reroll instead of taking what you had. All right.
Yeah. The title is exactly what all of our video titles are like. We were discussing something and we did the opposite on the text. And it wasn't aimed at you, mate. We love you, but we don't
aim. We don't aim. It just where it sprays, it lands, man.
Well, that's just you and your indiscriminate penis.
Oh, it's discriminate. I wouldn't have sex with Steve Shives. I wouldn't have sex with Steve Shives.
You wouldn't have sex with Steve Shives?
Absolutely not.
That's racist.
A despicable human. That is. I fucking hate white people.
I hate
all the darkies too. I don't have a lot of leeway here.
You changed the title. You're a fucking
hypersensitivities. See that? I knew you'd do that.
Terrible.
I'm not laughing because I knew you'd do that. This is exactly what I knew this would. Rags, don't give me his ass. You got to work for my ass, Irate. And if you're hypersensitive, I don't think you can handle it.
Suck my dick, Irate Bear. This is now the Irate Bear dog pile stream.
Yeah.
Complete with
2 dogs.
Yeah. You're going to have a dog pile with 2 dogs. It's all in the wrists.
Irate Bear is a fucking loser. He's a feminist. Yeah. He's a feminist and he's a fucking loser.
He's a feminist. He's a person of black. So there's that. And, I think he also, I think he might be Hitler.
Why are people trying to? People are making the actual point. They're like, tell me the ethical difference between killing a person and a cow. Like what? That debate. I haven't even listened. I was at work when this debate was happening. Apparently, with vegan gains and whoever had the misfortune of being in the same.
Humans aren't delicious.
Oh,
That's the ethical difference.
Parts of humans are actually. Pretty
for fuck's sake.
I'm just saying.
Is there anything I can say that you won't make gay?
You said gay.
Lol. Gay? That's gay.
Make gay. Well, I'm as much fun to make as I am to eat.
We're going to make gay again.
MGA. Make gay again.
I'm gonna address this for the last time. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. Okay, Irate Bear, we have never had any intention to dogpile you. Your insight, your input was welcome on this stream. I did not see your latest video, so I don't know how your views changed. This is a stream you've been on before. I've been on your stream before. I think you know that we don't dogpile people. But if you're going to be so hypersensitive, then Irate Bear is a hypersensitive piece of garbage. Will remain this title, and it will be posted on the channel.
The power to change the title rests in your hand.
Basically,
if you want to keep being a fucking pussy, then I'm going to treat you like a fucking pussy.
Also, you're going to have to change your animal to something a bit more.
Can I send him a link? If he comes on, then we'll change the thing.
Absolutely.
Have an actual chat.
It would be lovely.
I gave him the link. He can come in whenever he wants.
You've got the link. Jump on.
Discord, we are done. What's that all about? You guys getting into Discord fights?
I guess in his perspective we do. I haven't.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's in his perspective it was a fight.
In my mind, we haven't really even gotten to a fight. We had a disagreement.
Irate
now
is
it's
acting,
a fight, I guess.
Well, one might actually say that maybe Irate Bear is just playing on his namesake. Maybe it's like a character thing. Maybe he's like, I haven't been irate enough, and I want to keep my brand image.
Maybe. I don't know. When I think irate, I think what I'm doing right now fits more into irate, less than everything is about me.
I thought what you're doing is just more passive aggressive.
Everything's about me, and it's all against me because I said a thing that people didn't like.
What did you say that we didn't like?
Other than everything Ed says.
Other than I don't like anal.
I don't think anybody likes anything I say. I think they're just pretending.
Most of my audience fucking hate Ed, apparently. The amount of times I get comments, Ed is a piece of shit. He fucking says this. It's like, for God's sake, don't take him seriously. Well,
see, the majority of the
otherwise
shit,
I'd hate him.
See, I don't clarify a lot of my jokes. Like last week, I did a.
You need to finish all of your jokes with, and that was a joke.
Stop interrupting me, piece of garbage. Fuck it. I'm gonna give you the irate bear treatment now. I'm gonna dogpile you.
Like assume everything is a joke unless stated otherwise.
You're just gonna have to. Yeah, because I mean, I do things like the cognitive thought and teal deer video was I don't have any problems with teal deer. I don't have any problems with cog thought. But why say that? Why do I have to say? I don't have to say that. I can just talk shit about them on my video and smooth it over with them in reality. But I mean, I don't really explain typically when I'm being serious and when I'm not. I expect people to be clever enough to kind of pick up on whatever I'm doing. And it's not like I'm a genius or anything and I have this sparkling wit. I think everything I do is obvious. So why explain it? But sometimes, that's pretty much the only time I get bullshit. It's from people who, or MGTOWs, people who have taken something that isn't serious too seriously, or MGTOWs. That's pretty much the only time I get shit, which is kind of disappointing because I would like a strongly worded response video and some drama on my own part, some good drama.
Have you had any response videos done to you?
Nope. Not a single one that I know of.
I've got one that I'm thinking about doing, which it's a lot.
Does the teal deer video count? Because I was in that, and he didn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't count. He was responding to cognitive thought.
Okay, damn.
You need to really piss someone off. Usually, the more arrogant, the better. I did a video on this guy who had a video, 8 questions atheists cannot answer. And he said, I know for a fact. And I was like, okay.
It's like, okay. I love those. It's like, I have single-handedly demolished atheism from my basement.
I know you can't beat that flat earth argument though. That was beautiful.
Flat earth is great. Flat earth is one of those things where you're just like, this is not. No,
it's
no. So Cersei did a video about flat Earth where this guy takes a globe and he takes a plane.
He's got a little toy airplane. And the sequel, he then pulls out a little fucking toy dude, and all the scale is so fucked up. So he's got the globe and this airplane that's essentially, for scale wise, it's about, I don't know,
the size of a continent.
It's bigger. I think it's bigger than any continent on the planet.
Like, imagine this Greenland piece of Earth is actually an airplane.
No, it's bigger than Greenland. It's probably the plane for scale.
Greenland
was bigger than African.
2 Revengeance.
And then he got this little toy dude and stuck it on top of the plane as well, trying to explain how if the world was a globe, then if you flew from the North Pole to the South Pole, you'd be upside down. You can't dispute that. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, to someone not still at the South Pole, yeah, but that's perspective. You're retarded. It's like, where do you even go? It's like that's why we make jokes about Australians being upside down all the time, because it's so silly.
It's why the Desert File clip. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a guy going, "Gravity, you fucking retard!
Gravity like up and down are relative to your current position, you idiot."
Yeah,
it's like in video games from the gravity clip. Says they're on the left, and you're like, "We're facing different directions. What is left?"
The gravity clip is Desert File, and if you want to get to a copy of it, it's like linked in the description of that video. But Desert File, he's fucking amazing. He does great videos. I don't know if he's done anything in a long, long time, But that clip will stay with me till I'm dead.
He will live in infamy.
Yeah. So many people use it as well. It's beautiful.
I don't know. The flat Earth thing it was great, and I love that he did a reiteration that was just the same thing. I don't think people understood my flat Earth argument. Look,
let me clarify by saying what I said again.
I'm not the retarded one.
If you go around to the South Pole, you'd be upside down.
I was so disappointed.
Gravity, yes.
I thought he was. I was like, oh, he's made a sequel. I was like so excited. I was like. And I thought he was going to make a new argument, and he made the same argument again, and I nearly cried.
He's like, I'll just take my old video, splice my parts onto his new video, and then republish, and then just drown in the money, of course. And
I know that he's done another one, which might be a new argument, but I'm not sure I could face that kind of heartbreak again. That he goes, here's my new indisputable argument. See this aeroplane in this? No!
Like, do you ever notice why moss gathers on the north side of trees in Canada, but the west side of ferns in Trinidad and Tobago? And like, okay, here we go.
I love it, but the cameras have a fisheye lens, so the bend of the Earth is just an illusion from the camera.
So
it's all because of the Jews.
So you can just take a picture that's one of those pictures that's really, really far away from Earth and just put fisheye lens under it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident the Earth is round. I will put on just to sit
I
in
am
the
too, actually. So
I will put on the background. I will put on the NASA live streams. I think they're awesome. They just have a camera looking at like the Earth, and they just sit it there with like ambient music, and I'll just stick that on my TV.
Yeah, they just render fucking countless hours and hours and hours and hours of fake footage.
Yeah, they're just taking the Earth and they're folding it over itself with a computer program to simulate it.
Some of the best CGI when they have the actual astronauts, moving around the satellite and all that.
Have you not seen Gravity?
Have you not seen Gravity?
And that fake film where they proved themselves on?
No, it looked really boring. I watched it.
Did you watch that guy who believes that the mountains are the stumps of trees?
Those are some strange trees.
See, now I know you haven't been watching every single bit of my content ever, and
I've already told you I don't watch every bit of your content.
But you have to forgive me. The video where a gentleman explains how mountain ranges are tree stumps. You'll have to forget if I missed. That must have slipped through the cracks of YouTube for me.
What's the logic behind that?
The thing is, this video, it's half an hour long. I've done 2 videos on it because I'm determined to go through this whole video, and I only generally do like 10-minute or so videos. And I'm 5 minutes in. I've done nearly half an hour of content on it because it's so fucking ridiculous. I love it. But he thinks that mountains are the stumps of gigantic trees, and he also thinks that Avatar, the film,
Pocahontas' face,
he thinks that Avatar is a chronicling of our recent history that's been hidden from us, and then David Cameron? No.
All right. Link this video in the chat. I cannot believe I actually missed this one.
It's a little bit older.
If you want to stump the size of a mountain,
sometimes you have to show your shit to me, to be honest, because I won't. I get so many notifications because I'm stupid and I hit the bell on everything. I'm starting to learn that I shouldn't do that because I have
actually just do the bell on the things you actually like, and that's it.
Yeah, it was just me kind of protesting the bell mechanic, and now I'm sort of coming around to it. So
there's
the bells.
I'm not looking for his video because I can't be fucking asked to go into that bit of YouTube right now, and I will put the
everyone should go to Sir Six channel, and is Bear asking for an actual link now?
Oh, why isn't this? Fuck's sake! I want to put the link in the chat, but it won't let me. In the live chat, I guess you can't link. Go to my channel.
DM him on the Twitter.
I gave it to him, but I'll do it again.
Yeah, do it again. He could be slow.
I guess I was. No, I did. I gave him the link. I don't know what the fuck is. There you go.
I need a slash. I'll be right back.
What? What?
It means a piss, and it's kind of
A
weird.
slash.
I kind of like it though, because it's reminiscent of like sword fighting days.
Why don't you just say a splash?
A slash, like like a lightsaber slash. That's how he does it. He just wags.
Like, I
his
can't
dick
wait
around.
to slash. I mean, you slash your dick, and yeah, but that gets pee everywhere.
Maybe that's how they do it in England. I don't know.
I guess maybe they like
Irate
the,
Bear, hey, what's
the
up, buddy?
ammonia in the air.
Are you gonna stop acting like a
What's
cunt
up, Bear?
now?
Yeah, here we go.
You all right, man?
Are you gonna stop acting like a cunt now?
I'm not acting like a cunt, dude.
You were yesterday, and you are today.
You sound very solemn.
I've been drinking.
How was I acting? Oh,
To make a pain go away, or just
no.
No, I haven't had a drink in ages.
Oh,
Okay, dude. Listen,
Edinburgh, did you drive him to drink?
I guess I don't know.
Good job, bro. Excellent. Good job.
Yeah.
What do you have?
I don't know. This is this drama, Bear, is entirely in your head.
Right.
The title of the stream was not aimed at you.
Well,
We were never going to dogpile
that
you.
we have right now. It certainly is.
No, it's
Oh,
another
yeah.
Irate Bear. It's
Yeah.
another Irate Bear. From
Right time,
Wyndon.
Yeah, this is somebody else.
Mr. Sick has turned up now.
Hello, Miss Sick.
Yeah, the beautiful one has arrived.
I've been here for a long time, actually.
Ba-bumsh.
Yeah,
Your
no,
onomatopoeias
the
are
whole thing.
amusing.
The whole thing. I was disagreeing with you in the way I disagree with people, and I thought your argument was ridiculous. This is not personal. It was never personal. I thought you knew me better than that. And the title of the stream wasn't aimed at you. It was aimed at the general attitude from other people. And yeah, you do fall into that, but it wasn't you specifically.
Mm.
And the reason I said we should invite Irate Bear, you know what the funniest thing about it, hang on, dude. The funniest thing about this to me is that before we hit the hangout, and Rags and Cersei can both attest to this, is like I said, I want to kind of wait and see if Irate Bear wants to come in to see how his position has changed. We're going to be nice to him though, because he's sort of retracted some of the more, out of there, stuff. And
I will vouch that this dog speaks the truth.
Yeah,
I say they're
we
both
weren't- we
massive
were-
liars, and they just
thought
hate black
maybe-
people.
Don't trust him. He's a knight.
Maybe we can have
Crusader,
a different
bitch.
perspective.
Never trust a
Maybe
man.
we could have a different perspective on the stream, but you turned it into a whole thing about you.
Well, it certainly felt that way.
Dog,
from my
fucking
perspective.
dogpiling.
The thing to remember is, mate, we don't really think that much about you. Like, we've got other things to do, and I love you to pieces, man. But we were thinking about what's a funny title.
I actually had no say in the title. I just made a dice analogy, and then there you go.
It's like
Yeah.
most of the titles you choose is just something that's got nothing to do with the actual stream anyway.
It's
When
either
I
the
saw the
opposite
stream
of what happens in
title-
the stream.
I thought it was a reference to a video that Edinburgh did.
Why? What is the title?
The title is
This is
Irate
a new
Bear is a
title. This
hypersensitive-
the new title.
The old title was something about "Don't believe Laci Green's lies," and lies was in all caps. It was like loud. You had to say it. Don't believe Laci Green's lies.
The new title is Edinburgh being a cunt.
The new title is "Here is a non-threatening title for all to enjoy."
This title
That's
is
just
accepting
you
of
being
all
a- that's
races,
just you
genders,
being an
nationalities.
asshole.
Shit, we're just gonna lose all the viewers. Oh shit!
No, because if
But-
we're inclusive to everybody, then everyone will want to be a part of it. That's how it
Yeah.
works.
That's yeah.
Marvel.
If you make something that doesn't offend or caters to absolutely everybody, everybody will love it because that's how the gaming industry works. Cough, cough.
Yeah, but nobody gets offended and clicks and they go, "Oh, well, I have to check this out." Just
Well,
to
this is
say."
fucking
We let the
boring.
woman in.
Woman who
So yeah,
doesn't know any better.
anyway, this wasn't about you. And to be honest, we kind of moved on from the Laci Green thing into complete absurdity. So
We were talking about geography.
This is me again,
Most of
mate.
the time, you don't talk about Rags's cock.
Woman, shush.
Fuck off.
Don't
Does it-
take things
okay,
personally.
If you don't want to talk about Rags's cock, you invited the wrong person.
True.
or anal
Or anal.
or
So
Lord of
much
the Rings
anal.
lore.
Don't take anything personally, Irate. We're all cunts. Edinburgh especially.
I'm just saying, I'm a hobbit on the streets and an orc in the sheets, if you get my meaning here.
You're really, really short but you like to kill people.
I was going for the physical ferocity of it, but
What's the Hobbit though?
You know what? What's the Hobbit? The Hobbits are well mannered, like I am.
But they're also really small and have
while I
hairy
am
feet.
walking down the streets, I am well mannered, and I do have hairy feet.
Oh yeah, you're a dog shit. Sorry.
I thought hobbits were just like Englishmen in general, like
Well, they're based off of a section of
hobbits are Cornish.
They taste like corn.
No,
they're addicted to corn.
They're from,
I refuse to have any adventures. I want everything to be the way it is.
Hobbs. And they pop when you heat them up.
Oh,
I don't know what the fuck is going about.
What's happening in the stream right now?
I don't know.
Rags, how do you even find out?
Rags trying to tank the stream.
So,
but I gotta go get another drink. I'll be right back.
No, hobbits are based on Cornish people, which is the south.
The Corns,
I remember the southeast of England. It's where our best beaches are. Someone will get pissed off in the chat about that. I don't know. It's the only place I ever visited in England that had half decent beaches. Everywhere else has fucking pebble beaches.
Oh, Wales is all right.
I've never been to Wales. Thank you very much. And that's not part of England.
Part of the UK though.
I said England. I might have not said the right thing, but I'm just going to run with it. Double down. It's the part of England I've been to with sandy beaches, and it's got a fucking beach that when the tide goes out, it literally goes out for miles, which is always fun. And so when it comes in really fucking quickly. Rags joke.
It's a joke until you see it and you're staring down the barrel of that thing.
How many people have died because of your jism? Is it hundreds? Is it families?
I've already fulfilled my legal obligations, and you can draw your own conclusions.
You have to go to bit like a sex offender, except just a lot less disgusting. You have to go to when I come. Your house maybe you may be right away.
Tidal.
Oi?
Like Rags is coming, pull out the tarp. Oh, you're gone. You're leaving just like that.
Are you off?
I only came in to defend my position.
You haven't said your position.
We need to go watch my latest video, and then you'll understand my position.
But you can tell us here.
But we weren't really talking about your position. That's the thing. You didn't even need to defend it, dude. Stop taking things personally. I know that sometimes you can't help it, but you don't need to, because we actually like you, even if we can disagree, and it's cool. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just a bit difficult when 10 people jump at you at once.
Oh God, not 10 people.
Just
not 10.
If 10 people jump at you and you're like not into that, just move away.
You can ignore it.
Come back later.
Yeah, you can ignore it.
Yeah,
I know that's easier said than done sometimes, but it's all you can do. Like, I've had big groups of people have a go at me for having the wrong opinion. Okay,
I've
not
been
necessarily.
Before, you know what I mean? I had the entire gay community come after me. It's just fucking different when it's been made.
What'd you do to anger the gays?
I made everything he does angers the gays.
And then the entire London Pride community came
Were
after
you not
me.
gay enough for the British gays?
They said I was homophobic. I assume it was the cock juggling thunder cunt comment, but
cock juggling thunder cunt.
Yeah.
But that's just a normal joke thing, isn't it?
I've been fucking dogpiled by the other side plenty of times. It's just
okay.
different.
Some people actually do juggle cocks. Okay, so be sensitive to the cock juggling community.
To be fair, I didn't see what I was doing as dogpiling at the time. I can concede that maybe I was a little harsh, knowing that you are as sensitive as you are. But I thought we hashed this out already on Discord. I thought we were cool, and the whole Laci Green didn't take the red pill. She's lying about her thing. That's a whole other thing on the internet. And I actually planned. I've been having trouble because I'm busy putting this video together. But I plan to do a video that addresses both of those extreme sides: the social justice concern for Laci Green and the "we can't trust Laci Green" argument. Because
look at Adindro pretending he has balanced arguments to give.
I wasn't going to argue them. I was going to make fun of them. I was going to make fun of them because that's what I do. And so, yeah, I mean, I feel like you're really internalizing way too much of this.
Much like the patriarchy.
Yeah. And like I said,
Well-
this was I wanted to have you on because you do have your own take and perspective on this. I did not watch your video, so I don't know how it changed. So I this was a good way to talk about it. But now what we're doing is we're talking about whether or not we were dogpiling Irate Bear. I don't particularly think that's great stream material, to be honest. So
Yeah,
that's not what I wanted to talk about.
I don't think we were.
I think we should carry on talking about Rag's penis again.
Anyway, I'm
All
going.
All right,
All
dude.
right, man.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Daddy. No one calls me Daddy. I'm really, really upset about that at this point.
You have two girls that call you that.
Oh yeah, they don't fucking count.
Yeah, but if you fucked him, that'd be a little weird.
Oh, fuck me. Little weird. Understatement of the fucking century. Jesus Christ.
Don't make me take this helmet off, girls.
Fuck you. That's all I can say to that. Jesus Christ. It's a good job I love you, otherwise I'd have to come and stamp on your little dog head. Actually, no, that wouldn't bother you. I'd stamp on your cock. There you go.
I don't
good
know.
way to
Some
ruin
people
your
are into that.
Good way to ruin me.
Like I can't do this. It's too beautiful.
Just trying to stamp on. It's so.
Like
So what happens when you get your cock out? There's like a golden light, like the briefcase in
Angels start singing.
like the briefcase in Pulp Fiction. Is that what happens when you pull your pants down?
Like the
And people
more you
just
know
stand
about
there
it, the
smoking
stronger the
in front of
effect
it.
is.
So talk about your fucking how the English cunt meetup was.
Oh, the English meetup. Yeah. So
Yeah,
We-
cunt squad.
we all met up at the train station, most of us anyway, and we just went to the pub. And then I can't remember a huge amount of what happened. I drank a fair amount of Kronenberg, and yeah, we just chatted shit. We chatted about
our channels, why we started them.
chatted about how we're gonna take advantage of our followers to milk them for money and resources.
By the way, I have a Teespring account, and it's pinned on my Twitter. If you would like a $40 shirt, low quality,
Overpriced.
$40. $40.
I think they're
Does
like
it
20
come with
something.
a tux?
I think it's $20-something.
A pair of shoes?
Laci Green put up that post asking for anti SJW channels, whatever, and I was having a look through it and I saw your post, and you just someone recommended you, and then you said, and you just like started pushing your mugs.
He's like, well, while I'm not very nice, you know what is very nice? My mugs.
No, my pitch was buy my fucking mug, moron.
If you like me so goddamn much, give me some money.
Yeah. Like I'm
Purchase
gonna
2 mugs
entertain.
and get 1 debate free.
It was really nice that somebody recommended me, but me and Laci Green having a conversation, I don't know if that would be.
I would be into that
I
if she didn't block me.
I recommended Sick.
Well, but the thing is I'd rather not debate. Like, if I would kind of take Jeff Holliday's angle, which I think when you think about it, is a really good angle. It's just hey, do you want to hang out?
Oh
and be a
yeah. I
part of
wouldn't want to debate her, but I'd love to talk to her.
Yeah, I mean, I think she could kick my ass in a debate.
As long
Honestly,
as, I don't. As long
Well,
as
that's because you're an idiot.
As long as she can cope with like
Yeah.
cost jokes, that's all right then.
come
Isn't
on.
it?
I mean, Indra starts crying. I'm not that much of an idiot.
No, I am. No, I know.
I mean, I'm on the
Stupid.
spectrum, yeah, but I mean, it's not. I'm purple.
I'm sure she would win. I don't. She'll bring up academic stuff that I don't know anything about, and then I'll just be like, I don't know. Would you want to talk about
the whole debate
cultural
thing.
appropriation or something?
I've had a few people like in our live chats. They've asked to debate me on philosophy, and I'm like, I have zero interest in debating anybody on anything ever.
I like philosophy.
No.
I like
I will
philosophy
have a
too.
chat with someone about philosophy, but I'm not going to have a
Atheism,
fucking
religion, philosophy. Yeah, let's do it. Any
I-
day.
I don't
Maybe-
want a debate
you could be
though.
the modern Plato.
Like I could probably debate quite successfully. I just don't fucking want to. That just sounds like I'd have to put effort in and I'd have to think.
And you know,
And
Yeah.
when I live
Yeah,
stream,
you
I have to
couldn't-
have a drink in me
yeah,
at
I was gonna
least.
say you won't be able to drink.
I mean, I could. In fact, I would get completely smashed, and then
drunken philosopher.
the problem
For
is
Dr. Random,
Jesus
I'm gonna
was a
work for me.
cunt, and God is a cunt, and you're a cunt.
He's like, what's all this God nonsense?
That's
Doesn't make
supposed
any
to be an
sense at all,
impression
does
of
it?
me. What's this God nonsense? What's going on here then? There ain't no holy Bible.
It's like the world's biggest, longest game of telephone ever done, isn't it?
How much are you selling your mugs for?
Too much. More
I'm
than
not
he
selling it.
deserves.
I just put a design on Teespring, or the logo on Teespring. I mean, this isn't a difficult thing. Anybody can do this. You just select.
Oh, because I would love to buy a piece of merchandise with a picture I drew on it.
Yeah.
Okay, but you know how much the mug's worth. Here's what happened. I actually only published it because I like coffee mugs and I wanted one with the logo on it. So I was like, why not actually just do this and buy my own mug? So I did it, and I went and I bought my own mug. It is not. I'm not happy with the price. It's $18 after tax.
Oh.
For just a mug.
My customized mug.
You could have gotten a fucking plain white mug and a pen. And
You're
just spent
basically-
a long time.
You know, buying
But
something from
somebody
yourself
also-
that's overpriced is both like giving yourself
That is
money and robbing
bad
yourself
business.
through proxy at the
Yeah,
But
I know it's fun.
I've already
But,
established that
basically,
Ed
I
is
did that.
terrible with fucking money. God, the amount
Yeah,
of times he said,
So I did that.
I want to buy this game. And I was like, just don't buy the game. You can't afford it right now. Oh, I've already bought it.
Well, I guess we're just gonna have to make this work now, honey, aren't we?
Yeah. Okay. So the end of the story is though that somebody else bought a shirt, and the sum of the money together actually pays for the mug. So I just got a free mug, guys.
Yay.
So is this the money that you... Because obviously an amount of the mug money comes back to you.
Mug money.
Yeah, a little
You
bit
are-
of a percentage.
you are a
a
mug.
percentage
Mug
of the mug
money,
money comes back.
Whitehall.
Okay, out of the two things, the Edinburgh mug and Edinburgh, which one is more of a mug?
Oh, come on.
I'm pretty sure it's Edinburgh.
That's a tough cookie, that one.
None of my audience knows what mug means.
It means a fool.
It's
I am not a fool.
it's
I am
gum
not a fool.
backwards.
I am. Well, gum.
Gum. You have the mug,
So-
I'll have the gum.
So how much did someone pay for the shirt then? Was it like $40?
I think it's like $23 a shirt. I don't know.
I'll just go to.
Because I'm not
Shirtless
sure your
Cash.
maths works out because you don't get a lot of money off of Teespring unless it's more than I thought.
Well,
I've
I
got
paid
some
for
emails from them I could pull up here.
the two purchases amount to $17. So I didn't pay fully for the mug. I guess I paid $1 for the mug.
So you get $17 out of it.
So
out of
far,
two
yeah.
items sold. What aren't there amounts that you have to sell, or have they changed that?
I'm not going to seriously shill this, by the way. I just thought
I don't care if you seriously shill it. I want to know.
Not
what
on
the
your own
numbers are.
channel, not there. Oh god.
No, somewhere else on
Not
other people's
bad.
channels and Twitter and fucking Laci Green tweets.
I did it on Gemini's channel. It was the best. A naked ape came in, and I was shilling it. It was
you've
Hey, naked ape.
followers.
It'd
be nice if they knew about this stream we're doing.
It was great. It was a great stream. I was just cutting in every now and then to like chill. And then that girl with an opinion was like, I only wear shirts that are V-neck. So I went and made a whole other campaign where I
Well,
made...
what do you know? It just so happens we've received new products in the warehouse.
But I
Yeah,
literally,
yeah,
I seriously, like, I thought that Teespring you had to have a minimum order.
What do you mean?
You have to sell a certain amount of something before they will send them out.
Maybe. I wasn't paying attention.
So you might not receive dog shit.
I don't care. I get a mug. I just want the mug.
No,
It's all about
you
fun.
won't get the mug if they have minimum shippings.
No, they will send it.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I know that.
How sure are you? You don't sound very sure.
He's already got
100%
it.
sure. They might not pay
Because
me.
I'm fucking drinking out of it. You can't.
They might not pay me.
That's
but
my
I-
head intro.
Yeah, they don't say when you buy a thing on the Teespring, they don't say if there's enough orders, you'll get your product. That's fucked up. So yeah, I mean, they just don't.
That's
maybe
how I
not
thought
give you
Teespring
the
worked.
thing.
That's how I thought Teespring worked. I like the fact that you've changed
That's
it back to
fucking
don't
ridiculous.
believe Laci Green's lies.
Yeah,
One of
you
them
know.
does work like that. They do campaigns. They do Teespring
Well, it does
campaigns, and you.
There's ones where you have to bulk buy things as
Yeah.
well.
No, here's how it works. You get.
Was
you
yours
get,
more expensive than it would normally be then?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just did it.
God, give me business information,
No, I just
you
want-
piece of shit.
I just want a fucking cup.
I just wanted to buy a cup.
I want to pour coffee in a thing with my logo on it. Just give me this.
We could have fucking
so-
made it for you.
Right,
Miss
maybe I didn't
Six
think this through,
literally
guys.
makes stuff
Why is hashtag white people trending on Twitter?
because does it
no.
follow up with "are terrible"? In fact, that's what I'm going to tweet.
Yeah, because I could have made you something, but it probably cost a fortune to send it over to you.
It wouldn't have cost as much as you fucking paid
Well,
for
no,
it.
to be honest, no.
Oh my god.
8 million,
What do you think? $8 million.
Yeah. basically.
Well, I don't know. Maybe people will buy my shirts. They'll take pity on me and they'll buy my shirts. At the end of the day, I get money.
You should buy your shirts.
Do I get royalty?
Everyone buy the shirts.
You won't get royalty. He didn't even fucking pay for the logo in the first place. Fucking
Yeah, you're not
garbage
getting
person.
shit. Yeah. Thanks for the design, sucker.
This is why I make friends with people on YouTube, to get shit off of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Wizard of Cause tweeted out earlier. He said, "I'll be honest. Is this is Laci lying shit is pretty funny. Like there's some secret weaponized meme stash we're guarding, and she's some spy."
Yeah.
Wait,
As people were
Do they
asking
know
what
about
the
the
main
memes?
goal is.
Like
And
shit, I talked about the memes. Abort, take it offline, unlist.
I was like, what is she gonna do? Like, and one of my comments back to Irate Bear was like, I guess one of the end goals could be that she's gonna like pants Jeff Holiday in a Denny's and be like, haha, gotcha, free speech is bullshit. You know, like what's she gonna do?
yeah,
like,
that was clever.
Her betraying the social, or her her going back on her word right now would just make her look like a piece of shit.
Yeah, I think
So-
it would
so-
look bad on her
And if she
Hugely.
doesn't
Like-
believe,
I don't- like,
in free speech.
and she's practicing it,
Say,
then what's the big deal?
you know, you got to be wary of people and everything like that. But at the end of the day, like, you know, she's probably.
But Laci Green's not my sister.
I'm gonna say
She's not my
she's-
girlfriend.
Irate Bear just tweeted, "Might stream." I was like, "You had your fucking chat. Well, you had you on a stream." It's like 37
Well,
seconds
you were
ago
here.
on my stream.
Like, I don't care. She could do what she wants. It's the internet. But, and you know, I'm glad that she's sort of opening up to our ideas essentially, and she's actually taking a look at them instead of just going la la la. they don't-
Basically, just not being Steve Shives. I mean, anybody
Basically.
not being Steve Shives is a huge
oh my God.
benefit
All the memes.
Look
to
at-
everyone.
I've seen,
Look
like,
at what Steve
like
Shimes
10 I've
does
seen, like,
and
10
do
memes
the
today
opposite
about gas the
always.
Sorry, what did you say? A woman was talking to me and I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, that's all right. I'm used to it. I said, rule of thumb is to look at Steve Shives and always do the opposite of what he does, and you'll die a saint.
Well, Ed Indro's already fucked that up. He came out as anti-fascist and no, anti-Nazi. Sorry, not Antifa.
Yeah.
Do
you know what? No, I
I
came out
spotted in
as
his
Antifa
video that he's taken the pin off.
Look, you can't be
So I
I mean,
think he's pro-Nazi
guys.
now.
Antifa, they can't be fascist. They have the word "anti" in their name. I mean, come on, they can't possibly.
Just
be
because they
fascists.
use their tactics,
Like-
That's
doesn't
exactly-
make them.
just because. Come on.
That's exactly how anti-racist works
like
too.
anti-
It
Yeah,
can't be
I know.
racist.
I say like antifreeze, isn't it? It doesn't mean it's cold.
Look, when I run around punching people in the face, screaming at them that I'm anti-violence, look, I must be anti-violence. I said,
Yeah, if your violence is creating a net effect of less violence, because there'll be less
Somehow.
capable, healthy people.
you know,
to
when all those
enact
people
violence.
run at me and try and beat the shit out of me, but I just punch them as well. That's anti-violence, bitches.
That's the right way to. That's the right way to go.
Hmm.
I like it. I like that.
I'm going to debate with my fists.
I'm going to do Anita Sarkeesian. I'll be anti-games by playing a shitload of games. No, wait, that's not what she does. Shit, fuck that up.
She doesn't know. She doesn't know fucking
Having
shit
other
about games.
people
Going
play
through this
games.
video,
Yeah, that's it.
she's talking to you. Don't know shit about video games, Anita, and she doesn't. I mean, she said
You don't know
herself.
shit about.
It's never
What's
been
her
about
response
games.
to that?
She's never been.
Sexist.
Yeah, it's like Amy's been
It's got
misogyny.
nothing to do with your vagina, you dumb fuck.
It's the words that are coming out of your mouth hole.
They don't make sense. Didn't you ask earlier? I saw you ask on Twitter about. It was a Half-Life 2 clip, I think.
Yeah, I was saying. I was looking for context in this Half-Life 2 clip, and
Well,
I
I'm sure she has to stay by that console in order to keep the gate open.
Basically, yeah.
I think, as you know, memory serves, because it's been a long fucking time.
You go
since I
into the
played that
warehouse and there's off screen there is a force field and she has to use her combine know-how to deactivate the portal
Because
you walk through
that's
the
how
portal
those
it
fucking-
short circuits and she can't.
That's
follow.
how
She
a
literally can't
checkpoint
follow.
works. Someone
Yeah.
has to be manning it.
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
So basically, Anita Sarkeesian doesn't know how checkpoints work, like IRL
She doesn't
fucking
understand
military
anything.
checkpoints.
She doesn't understand
shit,
anything.
does she? Yeah.
Oh my! Look, have you played BioShock Infinite?
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of
All right.
it.
So here. Okay, shit game. So BioShock
I
Infinite.
quite liked it. You piece of
the
shit.
I like the story. The story was
Exactly.
good. The
The
story
story
was
was good.
shit.
Game story was good.
The story was
design-
pretentious. The game was
No,
so
well, the ending
so.
was pretentious. The story was cool. I really
liked
liked
the
the
No,
theme.
the story was pretentious. It was up its own arse, but
the
that doesn't
ending
mean it
was-
I
wasn't
thought
good.
it was really good. I really liked it a lot.
No, something could be pretentious and good. Like
Okay,
when
all
when
right.
when
But-
the thing happens with the finger, I had chills. But
All right, so all of the story of
I did-
BioShock,
Sorry,
the constants, the variables, the this, the that, the timelines, the rip.
yeah,
the
shit,
tear,
Rags
the
missed a
thing-
joke there.
No, I was looking at something else. But all the story of BioShock Infinite and everything it was, and she condensed. She said that the story of BioShock Infinite is about how the oppressed are as worse as their oppressors.
What? That doesn't. That's. I hope that's literally what she said.
The story is about. I swear to God, the story is about how oppressed people are as bad as their oppressors.
And here's me thinking it's about multiverses.
It's me thinking
That's what the story's about.
Are you going from the angle that the reason this floating island exists was to escape, tyranny or oppression? I don't actually remember what
Pretty
the
much,
core reason was.
basically. Yeah.
But it was.
I thought it was to be a bunch
and-
of sky
and-
racists.
And in doing that, there was still existing racism. I don't know if that's what they would say their intended goal was. I think what they were saying is
Their goal was political freedom more than anything else.
right.
But since it was that,
I thought it was a
time-
video game, and
Then
none of
it
Since
just
it was that
naturally
time,
followed.
slavery was still a part of that, and racism was still a part of that.
No, I think it takes place after slavery. It takes
Slavery,
place.
but racism, segregation, and
Segregation was still a thing. Like in Colombia, the Irish and the blacks were, they were second class citizens basically.
yeah, this would be like early 1900s, right?
Pretty much, probably World War I-ish time. Because Booker DeWitt was at the Wounded Knee, I think.
I remember something like that. They keep banging on and on about Wounded Knee, as I remember.
Yeah, so that's whatever year that whole lovely thing happened.
I just love the idea of like worshiping the founding fathers as saints.
Yeah, it's a really fascinating sort of lore that they built up. How
there was a
Abraham
shrine
Lincoln-
to John Wilkes Booth.
Oh yeah, he killed because Abraham Lincoln's a bad guy.
Yeah,
To them. He's a bad guy to them, and John Wilkes Booth is a hero.
But it's
He
totally not pretentious.
killed the tyrant.
okay.
Well, it's
I
not.
don't
When
see
you-
that as pretentious. I don't.
It's not pretentious at all. It's just a different point of view from them. They're ultra.
I thought
conservative
the game
split.
itself thought it was. I don't know. Something
Really
could be
smart.
Well,
pretentious.
the problem with
pretentiousness comes
BioShock,
But that doesn't
time
mean
travel.
that it isn't necessarily. But when it knows it is, and it's making a point to show you that it is, that's when I
The
start getting slightly
pretentiousness
annoyed.
doesn't know. Well, we're not describing the pretentious part. We're describing the genuinely clever part because this is not like
it's a
there
good,
are a
clever
lot of-
story. It really is.
there are a
It's a
lot of
game that you
what
can
if-
play through a second time, and you start picking all the things on that you didn't get the first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And my favorite part was the pretentious part, which is the weird time travel thing that they have going on. But it was
The
my
test
favorite part
twins and
because
the
it was
coin flips and
these little riffs in time, and then you'd hear like Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and you realize that they're stealing music from the past, but they're rebranding it in their own. So you'll hear like these songs, like the first moment you see that.
The guy.
You interrupt a lot right now. Are you drunk?
Yeah, they have a tear that opens up in Paris, and they're showing Revenge of the Jedi and the movie theater.
Yeah, Revenge, but it's the alternate title because it's a multiverse theory, I think, right? Is what they're going
I just
for.
said. Mate, ignore the woman.
You didn't come up with a word.
I didn't come relay.
Come in your face.
Yeah, I will. I swear to God, I will. From here.
I want all the
I won't even open a window.
Yeah, you'll drown. We've already
my
established.
cock is rubbing up against the microphone.
This is Rag's law.
I've taken off the pop filter.
He has to go around to other people's houses, much like a sex offender, except
David Means said, I thought BioShock showed that both sides of the radical were flawed, that there's no true perfect system. I think
it wasn't so much this. It wasn't the system so much as it was the whole idea was that neither the Vox Populi, the voice of the people, or the founders were completely justified. The idea was they became worse than their oppressors because they let vengeance guide them and they let revenge guide them. They took a violent approach to solve and I bring this up in my video. I said the Vox Populi can morally justify their violence against innocents because of social justice. That is how they justify it. I mean, look, the Holocaust was social justice.
It's like people who are
in that sort of
people who are freedom fighters,
fundamental way.
Like freedom fighters who blow up places in the name of justice.
Yeah, and Daisy, I think, was the leader of the Vox Populi. She could have been a good leader. She had it because as again, if for instance, if you are gay and you want to marry, someone of your same gender, because there are only two genders, and the state it's illegal, that doesn't give you the justification to murder the governor. That makes you morally worse than he is, right? It's the same thing here. It's about violence. Using violence to solve political issues or social issues is a huge no-no, right? That's why we look at Martin Luther King with such high regard.
Yep.
That's why we look at Gandhi with such high regard. That's
Although
why
he hated black people.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh, that's all right. Winston Churchill's a hero too. But when the story goes into, I mean, that's the social side of the story. He's like, just because someone is oppressing you in some way does not mean that you are justified to enact violence upon them. And because it has the warning of you will become worse, or as bad, if not worse, than the people that you think are monsters.
The other thing is that we've proved that non-violent action fucking works.
Like, here's the thing. That's why I had a problem with your. That's why I had a problem with your initial statement that it is saying that the oppressors are the oppressors. It's not exactly saying that, or the oppressed are just as bad as the oppressors.
That was Anita. Anita was saying that the game is about how oppressed people are as worse as their oppressors.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see this.
Rags isn't as retarded as Anita.
I'm
not saying he's not retarded.
Oh, maybe I need to ditch my Laci Green thing and do this then, because this sounds great. But then again, you're going to do it, and it's probably going to be.
Oh,
mine will be shorter.
It's going to be an age long. You're going to be fine. There'll be more to it. But my biggest problem with BioShock
I didn't know we were talking about
BioShock
this
Infinite.
specifically.
He wasn't paying attention at all.
Yeah. Well, she pops up. I mean, it plays into the reason she thinks that is because she has a victim complex. That's how she makes her money. That's how she has her fame. That's what she went to the UN for with what's her face. I mean, she turns victimization into a weapon. She glorifies it almost. She always tries to find a way to be a victim, to play a victim.
Yeah,
there is money in it for her. There is money in being a victim.
Certain things that Lena Dunham did as well, like the whole saying that she wished she had an abortion.
Yes, exactly. So when you have someone like Anita,
the need to be a victim in things.
Yeah, when you have someone like Anita who plays that angle, when you play BioShock Infinite, where the people who were legitimately oppressed became even worse than the people who were oppressing them, that goes entirely against the idea that there is almost. Anita puts out this idea that it's almost what's the word I'm looking for? Righteous to be a victim. Like it makes you are morally superior because you are victimized.
Yeah.
The Palestinians are better than the Israelis because they have been oppressed in some way. And so that justifies everything that they've done back. That means that a black person can go out and kill a white cop because they feel like they've been oppressed. It's just the whole
Anita said before. Is it Anita who said it? Oh,
I don't know until
I
you
can't
said the
remember,
quote.
but there's someone who said, and I'm sure it's at least someone tangentially related to Anita, that it's okay for the oppressed to hate their oppressors.
Probably. She probably. I mean, she.
I know
she's
she's a big
She
fan
does
of
prat
what's
a
her
lot,
face.
So yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
it's,
man, I just went
that
on the
sounds
white.
like an thing to say.
I just went on hashtag white people. This is depressing.
Don't please.
Oh, I want
This
to
is
see
terrible.
this shit.
But remember, it's not racist because of redefinition.
Oh, it's racism on both sides. this hashtag is garbage.
Ugh.
I'm gonna get off of that. But yeah, I BioShock Infinite really had me torn because it was such a.
It was a great game until you started playing it.
Yeah, right. Until
that's
the
ultimately the problem.
action happened, it was a good game.
BioShock 1 it was my favorite game of all time until The Witcher 3 came out. And
Really?
yeah, absolutely. The first BioShock was masterpiece. I think is one of the best games ever.
The first BioShock.
Now the second one was in terms of gameplay, it was better, but it was a retread of a lot of things.
The second game was
it was an excellent game. I mean,
sequel.
Well, yeah, but it was better than the first, but it was very similar to the
less
first.
important.
Was the first one with the little sisters?
Both
the first and second had little sisters.
The second one expands on the story. You're a big you're a big daddy in the second one.
Oh, right, I liked that one better.
The second one, yeah, it's a better game to play and replay because it opens up and expands upon the combat and the tonics and the ammo types. And
I'm really crap at getting like
anything right ever because you're
but every time you watch films you guess things that's going to happen straight away. Like you
fucking hate it when I go
that's it, you're good at predicting. I'm really shit at predicting, so I get great surprises.
We're having sex, we're gonna get stabbed.
Like with like plot holes and plot points are going and stuff like that. And would you kindly thing, I did not see that coming at all, and I was like
And with BioShock, the difference between BioShock 1 and 2 is that even though the second was very similar to the first, it expanded upon the first, whereas BioShock Infinite took steps backwards. You can only carry two guns. Most of the guns are useless.
Gameplay
wise, it was a huge step down.
It was a nice
sliding thing. The rail sliding thing looked like a good idea, but it just was wonky and hard to control.
And
it was
no ammo types.
It was
only carry two guns. It was just about
was
headshots. It was just shooting gallery after shooting gallery. There was
the rail sliding thing
that was lost.
Poorly implemented, but it was at least better than BioShock 1 in that it used the environment in a way that made sense, where in Rapture you'd never go into any water, at least in the first game.
No, you did. You did. In the second game you did.
In the second game you go underwater, but in the first one, as far as I remember, you
because you're
which is weird for a game based underwater.
Well, you're a person. So, that's because the water was the enemy.
True.
Water's bad.
Brax is a water racist.
Well, water was an environmental hazard.
Mm.
But at the same time, I'm torn between it because the concept and the execution of the story
was amazing. The story's fantastic, and the way that they made the world of Columbia was amazingly well done.
I would say
then you start playing, and it's like, oh, this is Call of Duty.
Infinite is a better sequel in terms of being a sequel because it takes a similar. It takes a core concept and then changes it fundamentally, whereas 2 just kind of is the same game again,
but better.
And I know how you. A lot of people thought that actually tying Rapture in at the end with the multiverse thing was.
I really enjoyed that.
It was
a fanboy way.
It was a little heavy-handed. It was a little too obvious and in your face, of course. Yeah, I wish it was more subtle. I do wish it was more subtle, but to me, I really liked it in the sense that, to me, the area that you actually went back to was the starting area of the very first BioShock.
Right.
Except it was obviously reimagined a bit with, the updated everything. Even though Bioshock 1 and 2 actually still look like pretty damn good games, they have a unique sort of design to them.
Well, it's all art style
I got a bit of
instead of graphical powerhousing.
Exactly.
There's
Like
always a
Nintendo.
lighthouse.
I have a thing
There's
about
always a
I have a thing about games that
Yeah, he
switch
doesn't
worlds
grow.
round.
Mhm.
Like we watched Mark Player play Outlast 2,
Outlast 2.
and it kept switching from like.
I would have watched someone else play it, but he
Like,
doesn't stream like some
It
sort of
kept switching
faggot.
from like apocalypse place to like normal memory place. And I liked that. And then there's like
There were some cool transitions in that.
was it Psychonaut with the different worlds?
Psychonauts is a fucking great game for variation in
very
worlds.
weird abstract sort of world, yeah. And it's just like with Bioshock and things like that, it worked well with the multiverse thing.
Yeah.
And they'll never make another one again.
I think that one killed it. I think it killed it. Yeah.
Infinite?
Yeah. No, Bioshock.
Well, you can't go
that's the
past
studio.
Infinite.
Well, no, it's the studio that was
Bioshock Infinite +1
is a 2K studio. It's not the game thing because it sold fine. The problem was it's related to the publishing and the developing and who owns the title and rights to everything. That's why there's a lot of worry from Hitman fans because IO Interactive is they're different and who owns this and who's going to pay for this.
With Hitman, I feel like we've trodden all the ground that Agent 47 can really cover.
I've been a big
wrong.
So wrong.
I want to see him on vacation.
Fuck you.
I don't
Here's
know.
the thing about Hitman: the story doesn't matter. The story of Hitman doesn't matter. Throw together whatever fucking bullshit thing you do. Rags, what did you think about the new Hitman?
I haven't played it, but I have watched a lot of it, and I've heard it's very good.
It's awesome. I know there are some dissenting views about the later missions. I don't agree with them. I had fun with every month that came out. It was a really good example of how to do and when to do episodic content. By the way, because I
heard it did really well, and I'm glad.
Yeah, I played the first mission for this is coming from me, and like I remember Hitman 2 was the first one I really got into, and it's because I had a PlayStation and I had the demo disc, which was a thing back in the day.
I remember
and I
demo
played
discs?
the Hitman
We
2
don't.
demo. Yeah, the Hitman 2 demo was just the first level, and I think maybe some things were tweaked and pulled, but it was just the first level, and that
It's not us.
more than any actual full game that I had, I would go back to Hitman and play the level differently, and that's perfect for an episodic game because that's exactly what I did with the first mission in the new game. Is I played that for almost the full month until the next Hitman came out, and that's another thing. They also stuck to deadlines, which episodic games haven't been.
Often don't. Yeah.
Telltale is awful with this, but I had so much fun just with that one level, replaying it over and over again and finding different ways to kill people, and then going into the online thing and doing the contracts thing.
Like Hitman would suit being like that.
Yeah.
Because the
I don't-
amount of ways
but
that
the
you
story-
I
can kill
suppose it is
people.
one level that lasts hours if you can put it like the Metal Gear Solid demo thing.
Ground
That's always
Zeroes?
been the case. Ground Zeroes, even Metal Gear Solid 2's demo. Did either of you play that for countless hours? Because I certainly fucking did.
Yeah.
That was the most ridiculous thing, especially when the free demo that came with the magazine was twice the length of the demo that came with a whole fucking game that cost $60 or whatever. Oh god, I'd have been gutted. But I see where you're coming from that angle. I think that you could have something other than the current hit. I don't know. Maybe I played enough of it that I'm kind of bored, and I'd like to see a similar game with just a different world and aesthetic. It's probably just me.
Well, if you like games
Space.
like that, then you need to
Space
Hitman
play.
in space, yeah.
Well, then you would
Apparently
like.
my mic was messing up earlier. Sorry, guys.
Then you need to play things like Metal Gear Solid 5 and
Metal Gear Solid 5 is a fantastic fucking game.
Dishonored 2 is really, really good.
Well, I didn't play 2, but I got a lot out of the first Dishonored.
Oh, Dishonored 2 is better than the first. I think.
I've
It's
very
so good.
slowly been working my way through 2. Not 2, first one, because time.
And me.
When I look
Because I
at
don't want to watch the second one without watching the first one.
I have friends who put like 100 hours a fortnight in on Steam, and I've got like 25 hours, and
Don't worry about it.
I almost feel like I'm a bad gamer. I used to be able to put 50 hours in at least when I wasn't even trying.
Even
Well, I mean,
Splinter
the
Cell
fucking
Blacklist is also a really good sort of stealthy game.
What's that?
it is, but Splinter Cell
Splinter.
really kind of lost its.
I don't mind.
Lost its.
I've never been able to get into Splinter Cell.
It used to be. I don't know. Blacklist probably doesn't do this now that I think about it. But it was like 3 alarms and you're fucked, and it's over. And I hated that.
Yeah, you don't have that in Blacklist. There are some missions where you can't get detected, but there are a lot of missions where it is. I mean, you can.
I played a lot of Pandora.
You can
tomorrow.
get spotted. It just gets messy and awful, and you feel bad about yourself, and so you reload or go to the last checkpoint. But it gives you, like, you can do challenges and things, and how you go through the level will get you a certain amount of points for them. So, like, shooting people is the easiest, so it gets the least amount of points. Shooting people stealthily gets you the second most amount of points, and then the ghost points, which is not even having enemies find you at all, gives you even the most points of all.
No one's even seen you.
Yeah. So you get to a certain point, and then you get all these points for all the enemies that are behind you that never detected you, things like that.
I play Crash Bandicoot.
Well, fair enough.
Actually, do you know what? I'm really looking because the fucking trilogy is coming out on PC when that gets remastered, isn't it? For Crash Bandicoot, I'm actually quite looking forward to that as a.
Uncharted 4 kind of gave me that feeling as well, because there was that clever little segment in Uncharted 4 where you actually run around Nathan Drake
smashing
playing. Yeah, but you play as Nathan Drake playing Crash Bandicoot, trying to beat his wife's high score.
Oh, you literally play Crash Bandicoot in the game.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, because you don't have a PS4. You're missing out on the Naughty Dog games. That's the big reason to have a PlayStation.
Not for long.
That seems like a lot of money.
Yes. I know. But yeah, there's a clever scene.
I do really want to play Bloodborne.
The most overrated game of all time.
What's that?
Oh, go fuck yourself.
Last of
Last of Us is the most overrated game of all time.
I like Last of Us, but I like.
I would agree that it's overrated. I don't think it's a bad game by any.
I don't think it's bad at all.
It's quite a good game. But
you know why it reaches the point. First of all, most overrated of all time is a terribly wrong statement in my opinion. There's plenty of overrated things that's probably don't meet the quality. Last of Us is a great game, period, and the story is executed in a way that it does get into that overrated point because the story is done so well that people rave about it maybe a little more than it's worth, because the gameplay is pretty straightforward.
The gameplay was very
it's a really good story. But when people start banging in, like, saying it's the best story ever,
here's what elevates you though from that standard gameplay, because it's also consistently well executed, that standard gameplay. But what elevates it is the story. The acting is brilliant. The writing is brilliant. The way it sort of subverts a lot of tropes. The whole fact that the world is a little bit more reasonable as a zombie apocalypse, and the animations in terms of the gameplay. The animations when I strangle somebody,
mushrooms.
Oh, shut up!
It's basically Super Mario.
You know,
when I strangle somebody,
comes together,
they struggle against my the animations kind of help that gameplay. Even though it's standard, it feels raw. It feels real, even though it is pretty.
It is really good, but I wouldn't say, like, a lot of people saying, "Oh, it's one of the best ones I've ever made." Not really.
I would say it's the best zombie thing.
I was never able to. It didn't really captivate me enough for me to finish the whole thing. I got to a point and I was like, this just isn't really doing it for me anymore.
See, well, I can't relate to that. I enjoyed it thoroughly, but I like the subtlety of the story. Certain things. There's a gay character, but it's never explicitly stated that he's gay. You can just sort of figure that out. It's doing gay people right. That I liked a lot, because
gay people are just gay.
It's fundamental.
It's weird that
it's walk
would you let a man suck your cock?
It's weird that a gay person that's not the only facet of their character.
Oh yeah, I'm gay because I'm gay.
Yeah.
And I'm the gay one. Here, let me recite all the gay things that have happened in my life.
Mass Effect Andromeda. Hello, my name is I'm trans.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. My name is this, and this
I'm
is my
trans.
sexual identity. This is my preferred pronoun. This is So
This
it
is all the shit
subtly
about me that doesn't matter.
subtly reveals to you that he might be gay, and it sort of funnily confirms it at the end because she gets a gay magazine and she's wagging around in the car, and she's like, these pages are sticking together, and that scene sort of solidifies your thought that he might be gay. But I like that. I was like, this is good. This is a good way to include, if you want to include these things, and even if it's a deliberate effort to have more gay representation or whatever, show them as people first, and
have it done
gays second.
I'd rather be done in a humorous way rather than just going, hello, I am gay.
How often does the fact that you're gay pop up in normal conversation anyway?
About as much as it comes up that you're straight.
Yeah,
when you
I know.
talk about sex, when you talk about sex,
But
most people
you have to
don't.
get to that point where you are talking.
But unless you're rags, sex doesn't.
Well,
come
rags,
up
we
that
talk
often.
about sex all the time.
Behind your back, we talk about sex all the time, Sir Sick.
And Ed's not gay.
Totally not.
But yeah, I mean, I think the I'm
Just
gay
'cause
does
I took
come up,
rags
obviously.
throbbing meaty cock in my ass doesn't make me gay. In fact, that's the manliest thing you can do.
Just like doggies.
Yeah. So
It's a domination.
anyway, God damn it. The point I was making is that
Put a leash on them and everything.
It understands its characters. It understands its characters. They feel very human, and they're very easy to, except for Tess. She's a cunt, but they feel very human.
Tess
very
was the best
relatable.
character.
There's no bad guy. There's no real bad guy. You know, there's no. It's all a morally gray thing, and I like that. And Naughty Dog has a real way.
That's what
characters.
Anita complained about BioShock Infinite in.
Really?
Yeah, she's like,
I gotta see
this middle ground of morality. He's like, well, yeah, because that's how life is.
That's how real reality works.
Yeah,
That's how reality is. There are not
real
good
world.
guys. There are no good people and bad people. There are just people, and people do.
But you can understand how someone
Do you
like
think
her
she only
needs a thing
understands
to be
things-
dogmatic.
Do you think she only understands
Irate
things
is.
in terms of
Irate, I thought you were
Westerns?
gonna stream. If you popped in here, you could stream with us. You could kill two birds with one stone. You could be a part of this stream, and you could be streaming.
Yeah.
You could stream from your perspective. You could have your own chat going. We could rate each other.
I think
But
Anita only
donate to my super
understands
chat.
white hats and black hats, and if everybody's just wearing, but then again, white hats and black hats, that would just be racist.
I think
You can't either. They're hats of color, please.
The idea of grey.
Hats of cut. Sorry.
The idea of grey to some people is just like, oh well, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as grey.
And you know what pisses me off, Rags? You didn't finish Last of Us, and you
It
missed
wasn't good
that.
enough to warrant my
You
time.
missed this. You sound like a social justice warrior. You're not entitled to my time, Last of Us. But no, it has this subtle ending that is
what
just.
I like about it is the way it builds up the relationship. Like a lot of the ones, some games are very forced, and it's like it starts off with, oh yeah, it's sort of like they're building up relationship and everything, and then suddenly they hit a milestone that is like way too obvious. Like they suddenly just it makes you think they're characters rather than people. Whereas in Last of Us, they really do feel like you're actually following these people around and going on their journey. Like all the idle chat that they do as well in between the cutscenes and that. It's just perfect. It's like, that's
this is what Naughty Dog. You can make all these claims about the technicalities of the game or the gameplay itself, but what Naughty Dog does well is it gives you human characters that you really care about, and that makes up for a lot. It makes up for a lot.
Last of Us, Tess was the best character, and obviously.
Oh my God!
Spoiler alert! And so no, she was though. I think
nobody likes Tess.
It's not about liking her. I didn't say anything about liking her, but she was the best character in that game.
She was not the best character.
And I like Joel. But that's it. I don't like Ellie. I call it S.
I love Ellie.
Ellie is not
Ellie.
interesting at all to me.
Ellie.
I do not like Ellie.
A girl who does not understand, who was born within the quarantine life. She doesn't understand what life is like with us now.
I understand her. I just don't give a shit.
Oh, fuck you, Rags. God, you're such a piece of shit.
God, you're so
banned. Banned
you
from
have
the
no
stream.
empathy whatsoever, do you?
I have nothing to empathize with.
Doesn't care about little girls.
I don't. Fuck little girls.
No. That's
The younger, the more tender the flesh.
No, we don't do that.
I hope you didn't want ads on this video.
Oh, I like the idea.
right.
I like the idea you say "fuck little girls" and it goes to an ad.
I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the stream now. We've gone past the 2-hour mark. We like to keep it.
We never
close
wrap
to 2
up.
hours. And we're just rambling now. We have no topics anymore. We're done. So thank you all for coming in. Thank you to all the people in Super Chat. I got money from Andy Worski. That's great. So thank you, Andy Worski, for giving me money. That's a good start in our relationship. If you want to be friends, you can hit me up on Twitter and give me more money in the future.
Cody gave you more money, but you're not telling him the same thing.
Everybody say yeah, fuck Cody. He's not famous. He's not rich and famous like I imagine.
He doesn't
Andy
have
Worski.
a mug.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Cody, you're awesome. And I'm sorry I don't remember the names of everybody else. Oh, Big Mikey gave me a tiny little super chat thing, and that was cool. So thank you guys for coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for cancering up the chat. And any last words from you cunts?
Oh, us?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it was so quick. I didn't prepare anything.
Okay.
Wait, actually,
well,
let me. I got a speech prepared here.
He's got a speech. Okay.
Did you know that personalized tips are available to help you earn more with Google AdSense? Make sure that we can reach you via email.
You just
Go to
reading a letter you got today.
Ad/performance suggestions, and in the personal settings section, click edit. Check the box next to customize help and performance suggestions. Click save. Your Google AdSense personal identification number or PIN. Welcome to Google AdSense. To enable payment for your account,
the closest thing I have to me,
these 4 simple steps.
The closest
Step
thing I
1,
had to me is a tube of paint. So I could read a tube of paint.
With the email address and password you use during the application process. Step 2. From the Home tab, click
Oh my
Account
fucking
Settings
God,
in the
Rags.
left navigation